Hello everyone, welcome to What If Deku Was Betrayed and Married 02 movie. Before we start, please go support Cesar Mendoza 290316 for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistake in character's gender, but of course Deku is a male. Chapter 1 Betrayal. It was a normal day at the UA Academy where Izuku Midoriya, ninth bearer of One for All and future symbol of peace and future #1 hero, studied. Because of his great charisma and heroism, he won the affection of everyone, including his classmates and teachers. Because of all the great effort he made, he is admired too much to the point that everyone respects him for everything he did. He was Ochako Uraraka's boyfriend. After the rescue of Bakugo and the defeat of All for One, they became boyfriends and everything was happiness for our green-haired girl. What is our green-haired girl doing now? Izuku's POV. Izuku was sitting quietly at his desk with his girlfriend Uraraka. Izuku, hey love, what are we going to do when we leave the UA? Uraraka, well, get married and be happy, she said boredly. Izuku, that's why I love you, my love. I was going to kiss her, but suddenly Uraraka's phone answers. Uraraka, and after a few minutes she hangs up. Izuku, who was curious, love. Uraraka, a friend says she wants to see me now, so goodbye love, giving her a kiss and left, leaving the class. Izuku, like lately that friend had been calling her many times. It won't be that they have a problem, better I'll see if I can help them with their problems, leaving the classroom and began to silently follow Uraraka, who Izuku saw that she stood in a hallway and was waiting for someone when Ida arrives and does something that would completely break Izuku's heart, since Ida began to kiss Uraraka very passionately, which she reciprocates the kiss, and the two separate. Ida, already love, tell me when are you going to leave that useless Midoriya? Uraraka, already calm down love, very soon I will leave that fool, just give me time to leave him, but for now there is fun, she said flirtatiously, and leaving next to Ida, leaving a completely broken and sad Izuku, and ran to his bedroom. Where she arrived, she went into her room and began to cry disconsolately, and wondered why he did it, why he did that. So he never left his bedroom. Meanwhile, in the teacher's lounge, all the teachers were gathered to talk about something important. Almight, tell us director why you called us so urgently. Nizu, well, I sent for you since I just received an anonymous video that says it shows the true traitor of the UA. Almight, let's see, play the video. Nizu put the video, and it showed Shigaraki waiting for someone in a dark alley, and to everyone's surprise and anger Izuku arrives with some folders with information from the UA and gives them to Shigaraki, and the two leave the alley, thus ending the video. Almight, that bastard has lied to us all this time, said angrily. Sniper, there we have to kill that traitor. Black King, there we have to lock him up in Tartarus. So throwing curses at Asia, Izuku, everyone except Midnight, Aizawa and Nizu, who did not believe in the video until Aizawa speaks. Aizawa, wait here, there is something that does not fit me, since why do we believe a video that we do not know where it came from, that in a true hero that is Izuku? Midnight, yes, also he confessed to me that his dream was always to be a great Ino and a villain, they said seriously. All Might, enough of cheap excuses, he is the traitor and tomorrow we are going to arrest him, and that's it, he said annoyed. All hi. The next day we see a new green-haired man sitting at his desk, sad for what he saw yesterday, that Aizawa arrives. Aizawa, Midoriya, they are calling you in the direction. Izuku, I'm going. So the two go to the direction and arrive, and Izuku knocks and received a pass from the director, and when he entered Izuku saw that all the teachers looked at him super seriously except Midnight, Aizawa and Nizu, who were somewhat nervous. Nizu, young Midoriya knows why we called him. Izuku, no, because director, but he receives a blow to the stomach from All Might. All Might, enough of lying, damn traitor, said angrily. Izuku, traitor All Might, what are you talking about? He said, confused and hurt. All Might, no, and this is putting the anonymous video. What they didn't know is that Class 1A heard everything and began to send him curses. Asia, Izuku, everyone except Bakugo, Todoroki, Kirishima, Momotsuyu, Jairu, who believed in Izuku. When he finished, Izuku was completely paralyzed by what he saw. Izuku, that's not me, I swear, please believe me, he said through tears. All Might, shut up, kick him, you're garbage, give me back the One for All, taking a hair and eating it, and he was going to hit him again, but he gets skinny again since Aizawa activated his quirk. Aizawa, run my offspring, but a kick from the Black King makes him blink, and Izuku was running through the hallways until a kick from Ida sends him far away and falls into the schoolyard, where the entire Class 1A comes out, and starts hitting him with everything, and they hit him with everything. Uraraka, I can't believe I had a traitor as a boyfriend, but you know one thing, kissing Ida. I've cheated on you all this time with Ida-kun, and he was able to give me everything even in bed, he said brazenly, but he received an explosion from Bakugo. Bakugo, run nerd run. Kirishima, we distract them by activating their quirk. Tsuyu, why do we believe in you? Izuku, thanks friends, he said through tears. Momo, run. Izuku runs, creating some bombs and throws them at everyone, and Izuku runs away, and everyone was going to attack those who were defending Izuku, but an ice pillar stands in front of them, but All Might arrives and breaks it, and knocks everyone out, and Izuku was running through a forest, but a kick from All Might knocks him to the ground and hits him again, and puts some anti-quirk handcuffs on him, and Nizu arrives. Nizu, young Midoriya, for giving you information about the UA and betraying us, you are expelled from the UA and you are arrested and will be taken to Tartarus, he said seriously, and approaches Izuku's ear. Calm down, young Midoriya. Me and the other young people will try to prove your innocence. Don't worry. Whispering so that Izuku will hear it, and Izuku nods, and a truck arrives and they get on Izuku and start to go to Tartarus, and they arrived and got into Tartarus, and went down to the deepest part of Tartarus and throw Izuku all badly injured, and that arrives a guard. Brat, you have visitors. So Izuku went weak to the visiting room and enters, and upon entering he sees Inko very worried. Izuku, mom. Inko, Izuku. The two hug and begin to cry inconsolably. Inko, Izuku, my baby, calm down, I'm going to get you out of here, and remember that I will always be proud of you and become a great hero, said through tears. Izuku, thanks, Mom. So the visit went where Inko healed Izuku and put a bandage on him like that until the visit ended, where Izuku returned to his cell, and then a portal opened showing Shigaraki, Dabi, and Toga. Shigaraki, hello hero Deku, how are you? He said mockingly. Izuku, what do you want from me? You already made my life miserable, what more do you want from me? He said angrily. Shigaraki, simple, everything you know about the UA and for you to join us. Izuku, I will never join you, screw you, he said angrily. Shigaraki, well, if that's what you ask, Dabi, Toga, have fun. Like that, Dabi and Toga began to torture Izuku, who screamed heartbreakingly until Dabi and Toga got tired and left through a portal. Guard, okay, doctor, this is the last prisoner I have left. Let's see if he likes it. Doctor, let's see, let me see Izuku. Doctor, I want to experiment with him. Chapter 2, The Experiment. Doctor, I want to experiment with it. Guard, okay sir, I'll get him out by taking Izuku out. Doctor, treat him carefully, he's going to be very important in the future. Guard, yes sir. Narrator, so two guards took Izuku out of jail and put him in a black van, and they started to leave Tartarus, and Izuku looked half unconscious that he was leaving Tartarus until the black van reached the super high mountains where it was snowing, and they take Izuku out of the van. Guard, okay. Doctor, where are we taking him? Doctor, to those two's cell. Doctor, treat him carefully since he will be the cure for all of this in the future. Guard, yes sir. So they took Izuku to a large cell. They open it and throw Izuku inside while he was still unconscious, but suddenly two huge dinosaurs come out of the shadows, which were the Indominus Rex and the Triceratops, and they approach Izuku and they start to smell him and move him with their horns, the Triceratops, and with his claws the Indominus Rex, seeing that he was not moving at all, and suddenly they begin to detransform the Indominus Rex into a pink-haired girl with blue eyes and a little girl with pink hair and a horn on her forehead, and they approach him. Mom, do you think he's still alive? Asked the girl. I don't know, daughter, but calm down. When he wakes up completely, we will ask him what happened to him. Okay, Mom. So passing like 10 minutes, and Izuku began to wake up little by little, seeing that he was in a super strange place. Izuku, what happened? Where I'm confused. Oh, how good that you wake up. We think you weren't dead, he said from behind, calmly, making Izuku get too scared, and sees a girl about his same age and a little girl and begins to back away. Izuku, QQQQ, who are you, and please don't hurt me, he said, super nervous and terrified. Calm down, we are not going to do anything to you, we promise, you can trust us. Yes, calm down sir, we're not going to hurt you, really, trust us, he said smiling. Izuku, okay, calm down now. And what is your name? Asked the girl. Izuku, I'm Izuku Midoriya, and it's a pleasure to meet you. And what are your names? When you two looked at them. Nice to meet you, my name is 02. And mine is Eri, he said smiling. 02, and she is my daughter, hugging Eri. Eri, even though we are not blood related, I consider her my real mom, she said happily. Izuku, it's a pleasure to meet you, she said smiling. And where are we? Curious, seeing the place. 02. We are in a base where I have been here since I was little. Izuku, seriously, And why surprised? 02. Well, my dinosaur Quirk is super dangerous, and that's why I'm here, because a bastard idiot who thought he was the love of my life sent me here and killed my parents, he said sadly, trying not to cry, but it was useless since he brought out some tears, and Izuku gets angry about that and hugs 02, and Eri also joins the hug. Izuku, calm down, Zero-chan. That idiot did not know how to love a beautiful girl like you, and do not worry, you will find the love of your life, he said, smiling. Blushing 02, since the words Izuku said were beautiful, making him calm down. 02. Thanks Izuku-kun for such a beautiful, he said, blushing Izuku for his beautiful smile. Izuku, you're welcome, Zero-chan. So 4 hours passed where 02, Eri and Izuku asked that some guards arrived and took Izuku away and arrived at an operating room. Doctor, very well, a new test subject so that the quirk of those two becomes extinct brats. Izuku, wait, what are you going to do to me, he said, scared. Doctor, let's find the cure to kill the damn quirks of those two brats, and you will be our guinea pig, said sinisterly. Izuku, wait, no please. In that they would give Izuku an injection which completely paralyzes him, and they put him on a table, and suddenly they bring many surgical things and they begin to cut the skin of Izuku's chest and stomach with a bisturi, and they tear it off, showing all his organs, and that many doctors arrive with many injections, and they stick them in all the organs including the heart, and they begin to give him 02's blood, and Izuku could only cry inconsolably in silence since the blood was very hot. It seemed that he was burning from the inside until it ended, and they sewed his skin and turned him over, and they began to cut the skin on his back, leaving his organs exposed, and they gave him more injections with more 02's blood, and they put them in all his organs and his lungs, while Izuku cried inconsolably from the unimaginable pain he felt, and they stopped and removed the injections from Izuku and sewed the skin on his back together, and Izuku fainted from the pain he felt. Doctor, I hope this works well. Guards take him to 02 and Eri treat him carefully since he is the cure for all our dinosaur quirks. Guard, yes sir. So the guards took Izuku to 02 and Eri's cell and threw him away, and the girls looked at Izuku in horror. 02, Izuku, are you okay? Answer me please, she said worriedly. Eri, Izuku-kun, please wake up, I beg you, please wake up, she said, pleading that he will wake up. Meanwhile, in Izuku's mind, Izuku was in a dark place. Izuku, where am I? What am I doing here? I'm already dead, confused. But suddenly 7 figures appear in front of Izuku, who was Nana and the other protagonists. Nana. Hello, Izuku said, smiling. Izuku. But what, Nana? But why are you here if All Might took my one for all? Yoichi. You did not take it away at your will, therefore one for all is in you, and also one for all chooses who is worthy. Nana. Yes, also Izuku, the one for all is all yours. Izuku, why did one for all choose you as the great hero that you are, said smiling. Izuku, I promise you that I will try hard to make you proud. Everyone, we trust you, Izuku. Chapter 3. Thanks Izuku. We see Izuku waking up little by little until he wakes up well, and 02 and Eri seeing him approach him and hug him. 02. Oh Izuku-kun, how good that you're finally awake, you had me very worried. Eri, you're finally awake, Izuku-kun, I thought you would never wake up, they said, happy to see Izuku alive again. Izuku, calm down girls, I'm fine now, calm down, I'm very well, he said, smiling, stroking Eri's hair and 02's, to which she would blush a little, but she liked it a little that Izuku touched her hair. 02, what a relief that you finally wake up, he said, smiling. Eri, Mom, what's wrong with your eyes? Pointing at her eyes, and which 02 was very surprised. Izuku, what's wrong? What do I have? He said, half nervous. 02, you have my eyes and my teeth, Izuku, and my nails, he said, surprised. Izuku, QQQQ, how really surprised? And 02 and Eri nod, and Izuku stands up and goes to the bathroom there was in the cell, and was very surprised because he had pointy teeth, and his eyes looked like a cat but yellow, and his nails were long. Izuku, wow, that means that I am now a dinosaur, said super surprised. 02, apparently they gave you my blood and now you are a dinosaur, said surprised. Izuku, this is incredible, I am now a dinosaur like you, Zero-chan, and Eri said super happy. Eri, congratulations Izuku-kun, you are now a dinosaur like my mommy, and I said happily. 02, congratulations Izuku-kun, you are now a dinosaur, you are now one of us, said smiling. Izuku, thanks girls, at least we are very similar now. And we have a lot in common, at least we are very alike, girls said, smiling, blushing 02 for Izuku's beautiful smile. But suddenly some guards arrive and grab Izuku, Eri and 02, and they were walking and arrived at a room where there were many doctors. Dr. 1, oh bucket didn't work, we thought it was the cure for all this, said angrily. Dr. 2, Well, at least we have another guinea pig Indies dinosaur. Dr. 3. Well, prepare everything to experiment with the 3. Izuku. Wait, what are you going to do to us? He said nervously. Dr. 3. Well, let's experiment with you 3 damn monsters. Izuku. Wait, also 02 and Eri said shocked. Dr. 3. Of course, well, prepare everything for the experiment. Izuku. Wait, let's do this. I will let you experiment on me as much as you want in exchange for not doing anything to Zero and Eri said nervously because he was afraid that they would hurt 02 and Eri. That surprised everyone since Izuku would let himself be experimented on by 02 and Eri. Dr. 1. Okay, guards, take 0 and Eri to their cell and put Izuku in this room. So the guards took 02 and Eri and Izuku put him in a super dark room where he couldn't see anything. Izuku. But what are you going to do to me? Said scared. Dr. 1. Ready in 3, 2, 1. Thus turning on the room, which was an electroshock room where they began to electrocute Izuku in a horrific way, where Izuku screamed heartbreakingly and in a lot of pain and writhed everywhere, and 02 covered his ears while 02 tried not to cry for what was happening to Izuku. So they continued to electrocute Izuku, but suddenly Izuku began to accumulate enormous anger that his teeth became bigger, his skin became scaly, a big dinosaur thing comes out, his nails become longer and sharper, and Izuku transforms into nothing more and nothing less than the Indoraptor, who begins to roar in a terrifying way, and Izuku began to break the entire room and scratch the entire room and broke everything. Doctor. Turn everything off, stop it. Thus turning off the room, leaving it dark, and a group of soldiers with weapons and flashlights enters, but serious mistakes since Izuku began to eat them one by one until one gives him a sedative causing him to fall and begin to detransform. Dr. 2. But what the hell happened? Why did he transform into that thing? Said scared. Dr. 1. It must be because it is a new type of dinosaurs. Dr. 3. And what will the new monster be called? Dr. 1. It will be called the Indoraptor, but for now we have to watch him at all times, so guards, take him away. Guard. Yes, sir. So they took Izuku with fear since they did not know if he would transform or not, and they arrived at Izuku's cell and they throw him into the cell, and 02 and Eri approach Izuku very worried. 02. Izuku-kun, are you okay? Eri. Izuku-kun, are you okay? Izuku. Yes, I am more than fine. Calm down, girls, I am fine, I just need to rest a little, he said, weak and to fall asleep. 02. Calm, Izuku-kun, my daughter, and I will take care of you in peace. You rest, putting it on your lap. The next day, we see Izuku waking up little by little and sees that he was on 02's thighs, blushing, and stands up, but hears 0 and Eri's stomachs and realized that they hadn't eaten, and Izuku began to leave silently and arrived at the kitchen, where he grabs 3 breads and returned to his cell, where he saw 02 and Eri waking up and see Izuku with food. 02. Hey Izuku, you were outside surprised. Izuku. Calm down, nobody saw me, I swear, but I brought food, giving each of you a bread. 02. Thank you very much, Izuku-kun. Izuku, well, let's eat. So the 3 of them began to eat quietly. 02. Hey Izuku-kun. Izuku, what happened? 0-chan. 02. What happened to you out there since when you got here? Since when you arrived we saw you covered in blood. Izuku, well, so telling how he was betrayed by all his friends for an anonymous video, and how the love of his life ended up cheating on him. All this time this made 02 get very angry and hug Izuku. 02. Calm down, Izuku-kun, those idiots do not know what a great hero you are, and that bitch never knew how to appreciate the great person that you are hugging. Izuku. Izuku. Thanks, 0-chan. But suddenly 2 guards grab 0 and take her away, and Izuku follows them, and they arrived at a room where Izuku looks and sees that 02 was struggling to get out of the guards. Guard 1, calm down, brat. 02. No, please leave me. Guard 2. Already, brat, and we will do something to your girl, he said furiously, and 02 stops moving and begins to undress her, and they were about to grape them, but Izuku transforms and eats the 2 guards, leaving the room full of blood, and approaches 02. Izuku, 0-chan, are you okay? He said worriedly, and 02 hugs him. 02. Izuku, sniff, thanks for saving me, sniff, I didn't know what was going to happen, I was scared, he said, crying inconsolably. Izuku. Calm down, 02, nothing is going to happen to you while I'm here, he said, smiling. Guard, parry, what happened here? Izuku. I did it, 02, it wasn't, but he receives a powerful shock, fainting him, and they take him to his cell, and 02 begins to cry for what was happening. 02. Izuku-kun, thank you for everything you do for me, you are my hero, he said through tears and giving him a kiss on the cheek. Like that, 02 did not sleep all night. Why was he taking care of Izuku? Chapter 4. Escape from the laboratory and confession. We see Izuku waking up little by little and Zero and Eri seeing him run to hug him and hug him with much love. 02. Oh Izuku, you're finally awake. I'm glad you're finally awake, said between tears. Eri, I thought you would never wake up, Izuku-kun said happily, shedding some tears. Izuku, calm down girls, I'm fine, calm said smiling. 02. Izuku-kun, I want to thank you for everything you do for me and my daughter, I really appreciate it, said smiling and giving Izuku a kiss on the cheek, blushing. Izuku, you don't have to thank me now, no matter what happens no one will hurt you again while I'm here, he said smiling, blushing. 02 for Izuku's smile. 02. Thank you Izuku-kun, you are my hero. Eri, yes Izuku-kun, you are my hero, hugging Izuku. Izuku, from now on we will be more united than ever. Narrator. A whole year would pass where Izuku was in that laboratory, and in this year Izuku always sacrificed himself and let 02 and Eri experiment on him since he didn't want them to hurt them, since now they cared a lot about him, but every time they experimented with him he transformed into the Indoraptor and destroyed everything, and he had to calm him down with tranquilizers. But Izuku began to train very hard to master all of One for All and his Indoraptor form, and he trained every day, and he had already mastered all of One for All and his Indoraptor form. And Izuku always stole food to give to the girls, but sometimes he was seen and was tortured by the guards, and they tortured him horribly, and sometimes 02 defended him since he transformed into the Indominus Rex and massacred all the guards, and also 02 took care of Izuku and always healed Izuku's wounds that they held him, and sometimes they slept together, and also with Eri. And in this year the UA celebrated because they had supposedly caught the UA traitor, and Izuku's friends got very angry, but they continued investigating Izuku's innocence, and they wanted to go see him in Tartarus, but the guards told them that they didn't want to see them or that he was training, hiding that Izuku was no longer in Tartarus but in the laboratory. And this year sadly Inko died since she was murdered by Almight and Ida, since they followed her to a dark alley, and there they beat her and raped her, and they left Inko's body in the forest, and it was found, and the police received a call about a body found, and they gave her a funeral, and Natsuki wouldn't stop crying for her best friend, and Bakugo also cried for his aunt, and they buried her in a cemetery, and on the tombstone it said, I love her son whether he is a traitor or not. And Nisa didn't know how to tell Izuku the news, but he had to be strong and tell him the sad truth, and this year 02 began to feel something that Izuku was sitting quietly next to 02, and Eri was already asleep in Izuku's lap while stroking his head. 02, what do you want to do now? Izuku-kun asked curiously, putting his head on Izuku's shoulder. Izuku, I really don't know, dropping his head. 02, what is a song? Remember that she was in the laboratory since she was little. Izuku, well, a song is a combination of words and rhymes, and with an instrumental like that putting together a song. 02, can you sing me a song? Izuku, well, like that, singing a song. 202, what a beautiful song, Izuku-kun, she said while shedding tears. Izuku, thank you, I dedicated it to you, he said, blushing, which made 02 blush as well. 02, thank you, Izuku-kun, inside 02's mind. Alright, 0, this is your chance. If you don't take it now, you'll never have Izuku's love and you'll lose him forever. Outside her thoughts. 02, hey Izuku, can I tell you something? Izuku, what's up, 0-chan? 02, well, it's just that I don't know how to say it. Izuku, it's okay, take your time, he said with a smile. 02, well, the thing is Yui. She couldn't finish speaking because 2 guards arrived and grabbed Izuku. 02, no! Please wait, but one of the guards hit her, making her fall. Guard 1, shut up, brat. Guard 2, once we're done with him, we'll have some fun with you, he said shamelessly. This made Izuku extremely angry, as he was already fed up with people trying to assault his girlfriend. He activated his Indoraptor form, devoured the 2 guards, and grabbed 02. Izuku, 02, are you okay? He asked with concern. 02, yes, I'm fine. Izuku, good. Grab Eri and carry her, we're getting out of here, he said seriously, surprising 02 with his determination. 02, really Izuku? But how? Izuku, I have a plan. No matter what happens, stay behind me. 02, okay, Izuku. She carried Eri, who had just woken up, and Izuku transformed again into his Indoraptor form. He began massacring all the guards coming their way. 02 covered Eri's eyes from the gruesome scene. They reached an elevator, went up to the first floor, and found themselves facing many armed guards. "Doctor, get back to your cells immediately, or we'll kill you!" he shouted angrily. "Izuku 02, take Eri and get far away from here," he said, taking a fighting stance. 02, no Izuku. "I'm not leaving you alone," she said in tears. "Izuku, forget about me. Take Eri and get to safety," he said seriously. 02, I won't leave the person I love with all my soul, she said through tears. "Eri, and I don't want to leave my dad alone either." That shocked everyone. 02 was in love with Izuku, and Eri had just called him Dad. "Izuku, what did you say?" he asked, stunned. 02, yes, Izuku. I really love you so much. Everything you've done for me and my daughter made us both fall in love with you, she said, crying. Izuku walked up to her and gave her a kiss, leaving her in shock. She never thought Izuku would return her feelings. After the kiss, they pulled apart. "Izuku, you know, I love you too. Really, when I saw you, I fell in love with your beauty, with everything about you. I truly love you," he said with a smile, giving her another small kiss. "Izuku, but now, I want you to go and protect our daughter." "Eri, no, Dad, I don't want to leave you alone," she said in tears. "Izuku, calm down, my princess. We will be together forever, and we will be happy. Now go quickly." So Zero ran away in tears while Eri cried, and Izuku transforms into his Indoraptor form and begins a horrible massacre. But the doctor gives him an injection, causing Izuku to faint. "Doctor, damn monster, the good thing is that you are finally dead, but I am going to take a memory of you with me." Damn monster taking out some tweezers and was going to remove one of Izuku's teeth. But Izuku moves his tail a little and smiles because he fell into his trap. "Doctor, what was that?" Confused? Then he grabs the doctor by the arm and eats his arm and tears it off horribly, making the doctor scream. Izuku eats his arm and approaches the doctor. "Izuku, you're going to pay for everything you did to my family," he said sinisterly and standing in front of the doctor. "Doctor, please sniff, don't kill me, sniff, please don't sniff, I only understand it for science, sniff, but please don't kill me, sniff," crying in fear. "Izuku, look what your science led you to almost kill my family," so die, roaring terrifyingly, and begins to eat the doctor, thus killing the doctor, and Izuku transforms. "Izuku, I hope you enjoy hell," said seriously. "My family, there I come, daughter," Love said to start running to the exit, and saw a huge hole in the exit, and goes out, and sees that his family was hidden in some bushes, and they come out. "Izuku, my love, you are fine," but receives a slap from 02. 02, "Fool, do not abandon us again like that," said between tears, and hugs Izuku. "Izuku, already calm down, love, I will never abandon them," never giving 02 a kiss. "Eri, Daddy, I thought they would never come back," said between tears. "Izuku, calm down, daughter, I will always be here with you because you are my daughter, and I am your father," said between tears, and hugging Eri and carries her and puts her on his shoulders. "Izuku, well, let's go," holding 02's hand. 02, "Okay, love." So our family, they walked away from the laboratory while it was snowing. Chapter 5, The Horrible Truth. We see our family sleeping in a dark alley, and they were hugging each other, and Eri was in the middle, and the first to wake up were Izuku and 02, and when they saw each other they kissed with pure love and separated with a thread of saliva. "Izuku, good morning, love." 02, "Good morning, love," giving him another kiss. "Eri, good morning, Daddy," Mommy said happily and hugging the two. Izuku/02, "Good morning, my princess," giving Eri a kiss on the cheeks. 02, "Love, and now what are we going to do since we have nowhere to live, and we have nowhere to go?" she said, somewhat worried. "Izuku, don't worry, my love, I have an idea. How about we go to my mom's house to live?" she said, smiling. 02, "Okay, love." Izuku, "Well, let's go." Narrator. So our family left the dark alley and was walking through the streets. Luckily nobody recognized Izuku, and a few minutes passed they arrived at Izuku's house. "Izuku, this is my house." 02, "How exciting, I'm going to meet your mom, love." Izuku, "Yes, that's exciting, now let's knock." Knocking on the door, but no one opened, and they knock again, but no one opened. Izuku, I think she's working, that's why no one opened." "Well, let's go," and lifting the mat and opening the door. Izuku, "Mom, I'm here," but he was confused since it was all dark. Izuku, how strange, he always leaves the lights on." Confused, turning on the lights. 02, "Wow, what a beautiful house you have, love, it's very nice," he said, smiling. Izuku, "Thanks, love, wait, I'll go get some clothes for you and Eri." 02, okay love. So Izuku went to his room and looked for clothes for Eri but only found All Might's clothes, something that bothered him, and Izuku found a black sweater and black pants, and found clothes that little one used, and Izuku entered Inko's room where he found clothes for 02. Izuku, here love clothes for you. 02. Thank you love, giving her a kiss and goes to her room where she begins to put on the clothes that Izuku gave her, and Izuku helped her. Eri puts on her clothes and 02 comes out and sits next to Izuku. 02. Love, and now what will we do since you are still the so-called traitor of the UA, and if they see you or catch you they will take you away from me and I don't want that, said half sad. Izuku, don't worry love, nobody is going to look for me since they think I'm in Tartarus, and the truth is we are not going to go out of the world at all. And we will only go out when we run out of food. Calm down, nobody will catch us. 02. Okay love, and what are you going to do now, said curiously. Izuku, well, I will continue with my dream of being a hero, and we will already have our own house where we will live happily and with my mom. 02. You know love, my dream was always to live in the United Kingdom. Izuku, well then, let's live in the United Kingdom, and we will be very happy, he said smiling. 02. That's why I love you love. Hugging Izuku. Izuku, I love you too, love, giving him a kiss. Timescime 4 weeks. You can see Izuku walking through the streets in his black clothes as he went to find his mother since he hadn't seen her for 4 weeks, and he was walking through the streets of Japan, but he heard a big explosion, and went to see and saw All Might in his thin form and AFO as if nothing had happened, and Izuku hides in the rubble. AFO, ha 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 ha, this is incredible. Look how you are, All Might. Why don't you call your successor? Talking about him, where is he? He said mockingly. All Might, don't talk to me about that villain, he is a damn villain who is in Tartarus. He said angrily. AFO, ha 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 ha, you really believed it. Izuku, I can't believe you fell for it, ha ha ha, laughing like crazy like the League of Villains. All Might, what are you talking about, damn it? AFO, that we made the anonymous video. That shocked all of Japan since the League of Villains. All Might, you're lying damn villain. AFO, no seriously, look points to a screen and everyone saw Toga taking Izuku's blood and transforming into Izuku and twice creating the Izuku clones. That shocked all of Japan since they believed in an anonymous video that a true hero. AFO, and if you think you're going to get him out of Tartarus, he's no longer in Tartarus but in a laboratory. Look, in that they put some videos of how Izuku was tortured and experimented on him and left him almost dead, and how he defended 2 girls that made all of Japan cry since they fell into the villain's trap, and the UA was crying inconsolably, and Uraraka was crying inconsolably because she was unfaithful to her boyfriend, and All Might was crying inconsolably because she did not believe in her successor, the one she considered a son. AFO, see all this Japan, its supposed friends and its supposed symbol of peace sent an innocent child to die, but don't worry, I'll send him with him, making his arm grow and throw it at All Might. And All Might closes his eyes to receive the attack, but someone ripped AFO's arm off and sends it far away. AFO, who the buck was it, said furiously and in pain. Izuku, it was me detransforming. Chapter 6, Izuku vs. the League of Villains. AFO, who the hell did that, said furious and hurt. Izuku, it was me detransforming, letting it be seen what Izuku was. All, Midoriya / Deku-kun / Izuku. AFO, but what if he should be dead? Izuku, I will never die, I am more alive than ever, activate the one for all at 100%. AFO, wait boy, why don't you join us so you can get revenge on those who betrayed you and avenge your mother? Izuku, what do you mean by avenge my mother? Confused. AFO, that Shigaraki didn't tell you? Oh no, you weren't in Tartarus. Izuku, tell me how. Confused. AFO, that he saw how 2 people he couldn't see were brutally beating her to the point of killing her. That shocked Izuku since he didn't think that the woman he loved the most was dead, and he lowered his head and began to shed tears. AFO, what a shame that bitch died. Hearing that, Izuku anger began to invade him and he began to transform little by little. AFO, it would have been me who would kill her, but they got ahead of me, but he would be in shock. Why did Izuku transform into the Indoraptor? Izuku, you're going to wish you had never said that, he said, super angry in his Indoraptor form. AFO, yes, how scary. Izuku lunged at AFO, but a large burst of fire sent him flying, and Izuku stands up and was going to attack everyone, but a knife is stuck in Izuku's eye, causing him to scream in pain, and he stands up and tries to kill someone, but Shigaraki arrives and touches Izuku's hand and disintegrates it, causing him to scream heartbreakingly, and twice creates many clones, and they begin to attack Izuku, but Izuku destroyed them with his tail, and his left arm with his nails, but it was useless since twice creates many more clones, and they knock Izuku to the ground. All of Japan was shocked by how they killed Izuku in 02, and Eri watched this in tears on the house TV, and Eri cried in 02's chest while she tried to calm her down, and AFO approaches Izuku. AFO, you thought that with that new quirk you have you would beat us? What an idiot you are. Almight, young Midoriya, I'm going to help him trying to activate One for All, but it was useless. Izuku, I don't need your help, you damn imbecile, activating One for All to the maximum, and I go very high and get rid of all the twice clones. Izuku, I will kill them all by taking out their enormous teeth and making their right arm grow. Dalby, I'll kill you easily by putting out a lot of fire, but Izuku dodges it and opens his teeth and eats everything, and twice creates too many clones, but Izuku sent them flying with his tail and claws until he found the real one and ripped off his head, making him die instantly, and Mr. Compress and Sniper tried to kill him with what they had, but Izuku pierces them with his claws already. Sniper eats him completely and splits Toga and Shigaraki in half. Lunged at Izuku, but Izuku sends him away with his tail, and Shigaraki gets angry and tried to touch Izuku, but Izuku moved super fast, and Izuku, already fed up with Shigaraki, grabs him with his claws and tore off his arms, making him scream heartbreakingly, and Izuku eats Shigaraki, leaving only AFO. AFO, well, as I saw that Shigaraki was the worst option I had by having him as a successor and adopting him better, let's finish this. At that, AFO and Izuku pounced, and AFO was trying to grow his arms, and Izuku bit his arms, and Izuku scratched him everywhere, and Izuku bit his arm, tearing it off, and Izuku pierces him again and again until Izuku gave a great roar and made a great jump and detransforms and attracts One for All to the maximum and gives him a great punch that sends him to the ground and embeds him in the ground, making a great gust of air, sending everyone flying, and makes a great smoke screen. Gran Torino. But who won? At that, the smoke began to disperse, seeing All for One on the ground, but the incredible thing was that All for One's head was completely shattered, all destroyed, thus killing All for One and his reign, and Izuku gets on his knees and begins to cry inconsolably for the news. Izuku, Mom, why you sniff? Why did it have to be you instead of me? Sniff. Why your mom? Sniff, crying inconsolably, but sees that the heroes including All Might were approaching him, and takes out his tail and hits the ground and makes a smoke screen and runs away from there, and arrived at his house, where upon entering he saw 02 and Eri very worried, and Izuku just lowers his head, and 02 and Eri hug him very tightly, and Izuku begins to cry inconsolably for everything that was happening, and 02 sheds some tears since his mother-in-law had died. Chapter 7. A Family Day. It would be 3 weeks after what happened. All of Japan was completely shocked. There was already a boy, the one they betrayed, killed the entire league of villains and the #1 villain of all time, and was already completely depressed, and had their eyes on the floor since they betrayed the one they considered their best friend as the best hero of all, and their heads were on the floor, and a great investigation began to find Izuku's whereabouts, and also All Might helped at all times in Uraraka. Left Ida to be with Izuku again, and in these weeks Izuku was completely depressed by the news of his mother's death, and he did not eat, he did not sleep, he only trained daily, and many times he arrived with a lot of blood on his arms from training so much. This made Eri and 02 worry too much, and 02 saw something that she will never forget. Flashback. We see 02 and Eri super worried since Izuku left at 7 o'clock. And it was already 12:30 in the tomorrow, like 5 hours he was outside the house, making 0 and Eri worry. 02, where is Izuku? Something happened to him. Something bad happened to him there. I don't have to go looking for him. Daughter, stay here in case Dad comes, putting on a black jacket. Eri, okay mommy. So 02 left the apartment, where he began to walk looking for Izuku everywhere, but he couldn't find him until it occurred to him that Izuku could be in the forest. So he went to the forest, where he found many destroyed trees and many scratches on the trees and many trees on the ground. So he continued walking for a few minutes. 02 was a little nervous about the incident, but she sees a big red destruction, and looks and sees that it was Izuku who had One for All to the maximum and had his arms covered in blood. Izuku, I have to be stronger. I already lost my mother. I don't plan on losing my family, and no one else, he said angrily, and shedding some tears, and hits the tree. But when he does it, Izuku gave a heartbreaking scream since his arms were super broken and bruised, and Izuku falls to the ground and begins to cry inconsolably. Izuku, Sniff sniff, I don't want to lose anyone else. Sniff, I already lost my mother. Sniff, why am I weak? Sniff, I don't want to lose my family. Sniff, I don't want, crying inconsolably and from the pain he felt in his arms, and 02 looked at him shedding tears of happiness since Izuku was afraid of losing her, and Eri, and of sadness since he didn't like seeing Izuku suffering, and comes out of the bushes and runs to Izuku and hugs him, and Izuku, seeing what it was, 02 hugs him very tightly, while crying inconsolably in his chest, while he hugged her, staining her with blood, but she didn't care. 02. No, my love, we will never abandon you ever, and you will never lose us forever, because we will be here by your side forever, my love, giving him a kiss that expressed all the love he felt for Izuku, and takes him to the house where he took him to bathe, and 02 for some strange reason held back the urge to touch Izuku's knee, and 02 dressed him in comfortable clothes and took him to the kitchen where he gave him something to eat. He would feed him like a little child, then they would go to sleep, and he lies down next to Izuku and hugs him. 02's mind. I will not let you be unhappy, my love. I will try to make you smile again no matter what. End of flashback. Since that day, 02 and Eri tried everything to make Izuku happy again, and little by little it worked to the point that Izuku became happy again, and 02 and Eri were super happy since finally Izuku no longer had depression. And what is our green-haired man doing now? Izuku's POV. Izuku was in the living room from his house watching Zootopia with his daughter, and the scene where Shakira appears happened. Izuku, you know, daughter, I went to see this movie at the cinema with your grandmother, said smiling. Eri, really, dad? Izuku, yes, since she was a big fan of Shakira, that when it was announced that Shakira would be in the movie, she got very excited and bought the tickets to go see it. Since then I will always remember that day, he said smiling. I honestly, when I went to see it at the cinema, I got very excited with my mother when Shakira came out. Just for that we went to see Zootopia. Eri, my grandmother knows good music. Izuku, and the best, she said smiling, making 02 smile for that moment. Father and daughter. 02, dinner is ready, darling. Daughter. Izuku/Eri, let's go, mom/love. So our family was having dinner quietly until Izuku speaks. Izuku, family, you know we haven't left the house for a long time. Why don't we go out today? He said smiling, surprised to 02. 02, are you sure, darling? It's just that I don't know how, but I'm not convinced, because if they see you they can take you away from me, and they will take you to I don't know where, and we will never see you again. Why, she said, super worried, but Izuku stands up and gives her a kiss that she reciprocates, making her calm down, and they separate with a thread of saliva. Izuku, calm down, love, nothing is going to happen, I promise you, seriously, giving her a little kiss. 02, okay, love. Izuku, well, family, go change, because today the Midoriya family will go out for a walk. 02/Eri, yes, screaming with happiness. Narrator. Everyone was already in their comfortable clothes, and Izuku had a red sweater and black pants and black and white Vans. 02 had a blue sweater like his pants, and had some white Nikes, and Eri had a pink sweater and small pink pants, and some black and white Adidas for him since it was cold. Izuku, okay family, let's go. 02, okay love. So they got into their car, which was Torito's car from the end of Fast and Furious 7 since it had been stolen. XD. 02, wow darling, I didn't know you liked cars so much. Izuku, well, it's something that I personally like a lot, turning on the car, surprising 02 by how the car roared. 02, wow, how noisy it is. Izuku, well, let's go. Eri, dad, put on my favorite song. Izuku, of course, daughter, so putting the song. Don't deny it, you've sung it at least once. 02, they like that song so much, with a small drop of sweat. Izuku, and I dedicate this one to you, love, he said smiling and putting on a song. 02 would blush at the song. Izuku, here's another one. 02 was so blushing that steam was coming out of her ears, and Izuku just laughed, and after a while they arrived at the cemetery where Bakugo told him where they found out by message, and Izuku put some flowers on Inko's grave. Eri, dad, she is my grandmother. Izuku, yes, daughter, she is your grandmother, but now she is up there in heaven with the little angels, he said, half sad, trying not to cry, but it was useless since it brought out some tears. But 02 hugged him. Eri, grandma, I hope you are okay up there, and you can see me from up there in heaven seeing me, and I can see you here below, she said smiling, making Izuku and 02 smile. Izuku, alright, let's go to the movies, family. So they got into the car where they drove and played Shakira songs until they arrived at a square, and 02 and Eri were surprised by the size of the square, where they went to a clothing store to buy clothes, and Izuku had to get into the fitting rooms with 02 since she didn't know how to put on clothes, and they paid for the clothes. Obviously Izuku paid and they went to the cinema. Izuku: well, wait for me here, love, I'm going to buy everything. 02: okay, love. So Izuku arrives at the box office. Employee: hello, friend. Which movie do you want to see? Izuku: hello, I want 4 tickets for the Sing 2, but the seats at the back. Employee: this boy will never die on my channel. Izuku: we are not going to do that, and also we have a little girl, he said, blushing. Employee: it was a joke giving him his tickets. Enjoy the movie. Izuku: thanks. So Izuku went to buy the popcorn. What he didn't know is that 2 people saw him and ran out of there. Izuku: well, family, let's go watch the movie, he said, smiling. 02/Eri: yeses. So spending a nice afternoon with the family where they had a great time until the movie ended and the family returned to their house where Eri had fallen asleep, and they arrived at their house where Izuku and 02 put Eri to bed in her room and tucked her in, and kissed her on the forehead and left the room and went to theirs, and 02 hugs him. 02: thanks for this day, darling, I really love you, my love. Izuku: me too, love. But 02 gives Izuku a kiss that he reciprocates. Lemon skipped, thus having her unforgettable first time. Chapter 8: Izuku, 0 versus the Class 2A and Uraraka. The next day we see our family being very calm. Izuku was making breakfast, 02 was doing the chores, and Eri was watching TV quietly until the door began to ring. 02: who could it be? Izuku: I think it must be my Aunt Natsuki, I'd better go see. Turning off the stove since I had finished breakfast, and goes to the door and opens it, finding none other than Nizu, Midnight, Aizawa, Kirishima, Momo, Tsuyu, Jairu, Todoroki, Bakugo, Uraraka and Ida, who were standing there at the entrance, and all the real friends hug Izuku tightly and shed tears when they see their best friend again. Bakugo: nerd, finally you're with us again, finally you're home. Kirishima: bro, finally you're with us. Todoroki: it's good to see you again, my friend. Tsuyu: finally you're far from that hell. Izuku: Momo: I missed you so much. Izuku: Jairu: we miss you so much. Izuku: Midnight: you're finally back with us. Izuku: Aizawa: my offspring, I'm glad you're okay. Izuku: I missed you too, friends and senseis, he said, smiling. Nizu: hello, young Midoriya. Izuku: hello, Director Nizu. How did you find me? He said curiously. Nizu: well, young Uraraka and young Ishido found him and told us where he was, and I see that he's having a good time with his family. Izuku: yes, I have a great time with my daughter and my wife. That hurt Uraraka a lot since Izuku referred to 02 as his wife. Izuku: anyway, what did you come for? Curious. Nizu: we want you to come back to the UA, please. Izuku: no. That surprised everyone since they thought that Izuku would accept, but it was the opposite. Nizu: but why are you surprised? Izuku: why, now I have a family to take care of. The truth is I will be a hero in my own way, be a vigilante. The vigilante interrupter who take care of and save people with a smile, and also protect all the dinosaurs that continue in the world. Aizawa: that's why you fill me with pride, my offspring. Nizu: okay, young Midoriya. Ida: but what are you saying, surprised? Nizu: if it's your decision, it's fine, we won't bother you anymore. Izuku: thank you, Director. Nizu: well, young Midoriya, we go to retire, and we promise not to bother you anymore, and if it's your decision, it's fine, and if you want to return, the doors of the UA will be open to receive you with great pleasure. Well, young Midoriya, we go to. I don't finish speaking when Ida starts yelling. Ida: listen to me, well, idiot, you will return to the UA whether you want to or not, since you are still a student, a failure, and a weak shit that we have to help you. Why do you break your bones? Izuku: so how about this, if I win, will you leave me alone? Okay. Ida: okay, but if we win, you will return to the UA and give us your forgiveness, said arrogantly. Uraraka: and you will come back with me and leave that bitch, and I will be the mother of that little one, said it would be. Izuku: okay. Narrator: all of Class 2A were there gathered to fight with Izuku, and they all had their hero costumes except Izuku's friends, who were in the stands watching the fight. And Almight was sad since he thought that if Izuku won, he would never return to the UA, and Izuku was calmly looking seriously at everyone, and 02 was looking at Uraraka, who discovered that she was Uraraka and looked it would be Uraraka and wanted to break her bones for cheating on her. Izuku: well, now we start, or how serious? Uraraka: when I win, you will leave that bitch and the little one will be my daughter, said it would be. 02: our daughter will never be with someone like you, said approaching Uraraka. Uraraka: haha, yes, and when I beat Deku, I will be the best mommy in the world, said mockingly. 02: we solve it, you and I would be. 02: silence, love, here we will discover who is the strongest mommy of the two, said smiling. Uraraka: fine if you want, putting it in a fighting pose. 02: To make it more interesting I will use my Indominus Rex form, just my strength, said mockingly. Uraraka, just that. But how easy will this be? She said smiling arrogantly. 02. Let this begin by getting into a fighting stance. Come on, give me the first blow. Uraraka lunged at 02 but 02 kicks her and sends her crashing into a wall, and Uraraka gets up spitting some blood and Uraraka begins to make many rocks float and throws them at Uraraka causing 02 to start running super hard and kicks her so hard that it breaks her ribs and Uraraka would throw many rocks that 02 would dodge since she was moving super fast and 02 punches me in the face causing her nose to bleed too much and making Uraraka get too angry and tried to attack 02 but she moved super fast causing Uraraka to get angry and tried everything and threw rocks at her but 02 moved and 02 takes advantage and punches her in the neck causing Uraraka to be knocked out thus defeating Uraraka. 02 You see it, love. 02 See love, I told you this would be a piece of cake and this was super easy. But Kaminari would throw a large energy discharge at 02, electrocuting her. Izuku, no pouncing on Kaminari and burying his claws in his arms, making Kaminari cry in pain and his hand bleed too much. Izuku love. But he sees that 02 was growling and little by little she was turning into an Indominus Rex since her skin turned gray and scaly, making Izuku be shocked. 02 Aya screaming terrifyingly in her Indominus Rex form and was already transforming but Izuku hugs her from behind to calm her down. Izuku, calm down love, calm down. I'm here, calm down, I'm here. Remember who I am if you don't remember, this will help you. Approaching her ear and starting to sing to her. 02 hearing that song little by little began to calm down and detransform and calm down completely. 02 That will always be our song said now calmer. Izuku, calm down love everything is fine now calm said smiling. 02 It's fine approaching Eri who Midnight was taking care of Eri. Izuku, fine whatever transforming into the Indoraptor let's finish these. So they all pounced on Kaminari would launch a great discharge, but Izuku dodges it, and gives him several colas causing some bones to break and Mina would throw a lot of grab but Izuku would dodge it, and a punch goes to him causing him to fly and Tokoemi takes out the Drake's shadow and the two begin to collide the blows and Izuku bites him hard and grabs him with his jaw and slams him against the floor making a large crater thus ending with everyone. Only Ida. Ida was left. Fine you and me alone activating the one for all 20%. Izuku. That's all you master this will be easy activating the one for all to the maximum coming out yellow, black and green rays. Ida, I will defeat you. So the two rushed and Ida was going to kick him but Izuku grabs him and slams him against the ground and Ida gets up and gives him a punch that doesn't even move Izuku and Izuku kicks him that sends him crashing against a wall and Izuku gives him neighborhood colasos breaking the curtains. Ida, enough activating the one for all to the maximum. Almight, no young Ida. Ida, I will finish you damn pouncing on Izuku and gives him a punch so hard that it made a large smoke screen making sure everyone can't see anything. Midnight, I can't see anything. 02, me neither. At that the smoke began to disperse seeing that Ida was a few meters away from Izuku but everyone is horrified and Midnight and 02 quickly cover Eri's eyes since what they were seeing is that Ida's arm exploded into 1,000 pieces causing everyone to be horrified and Izuku was as if nothing had happened without any injury in his Indoraptor form. Izuku, well let's end this pouncing on Ida. Ida, you told me damn Shigaraki that you would kill him he said furiously but covers his mouth for what he said and Izuku stops in his tracks. Izuku, what did you say he said seriously in his Indoraptor form. Ida, nothing seriously I didn't say anything he said scared and backing away but Izuku put his claws in front of him making him unable to escape. Izuku, say what you said he said seriously. Ida, really I didn't say anything seriously please let me go he said scared. Izuku, say it or else bringing his nails closer to his neck making Ida shit himself in fear and little by little he buries his nails slowly and was about to cut his throat. Ida, okay I am the traitor of the nail. He said scared and Izuku and everyone would be shocked by what Ida said and at the same time furious and Izuku was angry but Izuku with his other hand would throw a powerful punch at Izuku that sends him somewhat far away. Ida, well I am the traitor all this time he said seriously and regenerating his arm. Almight, young Ida why did you do it? Ida, why all for one offered me to be his successor since Shigaraki was going to kill him for being super weak and you are going to pay for killing my teacher he said furiously pointing at Izuku. Izuku, No, if I will kill you first, I will kill you. I will do it for my friends and for my mother. Ida, speaking of your mother, well, since we are in confections, I killed your mother. And you know who helped me, the one you considered your father, All Might said mockingly, and Izuku looks at All Might, who was super shocked, and shed some tears, and Izuku was completely in shock why Ida and All Might killed her. Ida, you do not know the pleasure that I decided to kill her, and you would have liked to squeeze, he said brazenly, causing Izuku to get angry and lunged at Ida, but Ida shoots him with an anti-quirk bullet to the head, but that didn't stop him, and he began to get closer to Ida, but everyone was surprised since Izuku doesn't detransform or his quirk was not destroyed, and Izuku was standing in front of Ida. Ida, Midoriya, you know that I said it as a joke, friend, just because I was playing with you. The truth is I'm not the traitor of the UA, and these are normal bullets. Please, friend, why don't you go back to the UA? But Izuku grabs Ida with his mouth, and Izuku begins to eat him in a heartbreaking way since it passed through everything, and Ida tried to regenerate, but Izuku kept biting him and swallowed him whole and passes him. All Might, young Midoriya running towards him. Izuku, you damn unfortunate, pouncing on All Might, but someone grabs him. And it was 02 in his Indominus Rex form, and the two see each other and begin to detransform, and Izuku faints since Midnight used her scent on Izuku. Midnight, let's take Izuku home to recover. 02, if it's okay. So the three left while everyone was completely angry with All Might while he cried his eyes out. 1 hour later we see Izuku waking up little by little, and he wakes up completely, and Izuku looks that he was in his room. 02, love, calm down, everything is fine, you already killed your mother's murderer, and I don't know what happened to All Might, since they didn't tell me anything, she said, half worried, making Izuku get sad and start shedding tears. Izuku, I am the worst son in the world. Because of me they killed my mother should be very disappointed in me. Sniff, because of me they killed her, now she is not here. Sniff, why is my mother crying inconsolably? 02, love, don't say that, and you know very well that if you cry. Sniff, I also cry, shedding tears since she didn't like to see her boyfriend like that, and she hugs him very tightly and begins to cry. Izuku, why is this happening to me? I just wanted to be a hero, to take care of everyone and more to you, because you are the most important thing to me, my beautiful family said, crying. 02, Izuku, I also went through the same thing. Izuku, no love, there is no need for you to make me feel that we are the same. 02, no love, I went through the same thing. They killed my parents when I was a baby, and they experimented on me daily, and then I saw how they killed Aries' parents in front of me. That's why she is my daughter, and at first my daughter and I were destined to suffer that hell forever, but your love came, and you made us smile again, and now we are a family. You hear, a family that never abandons you, and we will always be with you forever. Hugging Izuku, and the two were super hugged since the love they felt was super big, a love that will never stop growing forever. Chapter 9, Izuku, 02 and Eri vs. Dinomus. The days would pass in which everyone was completely angry and shocked with the news that All Might and Ida murdered Izuku's mother, and that All Might helped a murderer and also raped her, since Mineta, who recorded everything and uploaded everything to a fake account, making everyone very angry with All Might, and all the fans now hated him to death, and everyone threw everything on All Might and always wished death on him, and All Might was always despised by everyone, and All Might had a strong depression for everything he did to Izuku and always cried all day for what he did, and Izuku was sad for a long time, but thanks to the help of his family he stopped being sad, and now Izuku had a new happiness, which is his family. And in these weeks something happened that would sometimes not leave Izuku without sleep. Flashback. We see Izuku and 02 sitting on the bed since 02 wanted to talk to Izuku. Izuku, tell me, love, what is that personal thing you want to tell me? 02, well, I don't know how to tell you, love said, blushing. Izuku, calm down, love, if you have a personal problem please tell me and I will be here with you and everything okay, she said, smiling, taking 02's hands, blushing her a lot. 02, well, you know that our quirks are dinosaur, right? Izuku, of course your scales hurt or your nails a little worried. 02, no, love, is that approaching her ear? I'm in my state of heat, whispering super low out of embarrassment. Izuku, that. 02, I'm in heat, low. Izuku, that. 02, that I'm in heat, super, blushed and screaming a little. I've been in heat, love, for a week, she said, super red, blushing Izuku a lot. Izuku, and you can't control yourself, right? I'm sure I always hear strange noises in the bathroom. Okay, love, I'll help you with your problem, calm down, you said, smiling. 02, There thanks Love throwing himself on Izuku and 02 was on top of Izuku and takes off her blouse and bra blushing Izuku too much. End of flashback. Since that day Izuku sometimes did not sleep and 02 had a huge smile from so much pleasure that Izuku gave him, but Izuku still held him because he loved his wife too much to the point that he would protect her and his daughter from all danger, and so the days passed normally. And what is our green-haired man doing now? Izuku's POV. Izuku and his family were training at the moment, since 02 asked Izuku to train her and her daughter since they wanted to be stronger than Izuku. Izuku, come on Love, daughter you can, while I had the one for all to the maximum, and Eri pounced on him in her Triceratops form and was going to attack him, but Izuku dodges it easily and 02 takes advantage and grabs him with his claws, but Izuku would dodge and collides with Eri, and 02 was going to give Izuku a goal with his tail, but Izuku would dodge it very easily and sends her far away. Izuku, well girls, that's enough, deactivating the one for all and the girls detransform. 02, wow Love, I feel like my strength increased more. Izuku, yes it is your strength in your body, but the strength of Indominus Rex can increase if you train too much. Eri, and why don't I have strength? Sad. Izuku, why are you in full growth daughter, but calm down, very soon you will be very strong like your father, caressing her pink hair. 02, well it was very tired drinking water and approaches Izuku and gives him a kiss, passing him water. Izuku, Love coughing a little and blushing. 02, sorry it was just a joke, hee laughing. Izuku, well at least nothing can go wrong since I finished with the League of Villains and now we will all continue with our idea of living. Love, to leave here and live in the United Kingdom and have our own house. 02 said smiling, you're right Love, taking Izuku's hand. But they hear a huge explosion that was heard throughout the place and Izuku sees that too much smoke was coming out all over the city. Izuku, we have to go help, he said worriedly. 02, there we have to go quickly, transforming. Eri, and if I get out of control, Dad said with fear. Izuku, calm down daughter, nothing will happen to you while I'm here. If you get out of control I'll be here. Calm my princess, nothing will happen to you, he said smiling. Eri, okay Dad, transforming into the Triceratops. Izuku, I always wanted to use a technique that I have saved for a long time, taking out several black whips that begin to join together little by little until which turns into a large sword and rides on 02's back. Izuku, girls, let's show who we are and why we are here, raising his sword. Family charging together, he said seriously, and 02 and Eri roared loudly. Izuku, let's roll, starting to go to the city. Meanwhile in the city, Bakugo, damn there are too many Nomas, we need more support. Kirishima, half go to the right there more, while he exploded some Nomas but his hands were super purple and full of blood and a Nomas would launch a large current of air causing him to fly very far and Bakugo crashes into a wall. Bakugo, come try this, everyone is going to die, screaming super furious and throwing more very strong explosions that destroy almost everything. Momo, Bakugo stop, you are very hurt, creating a cannon that sends some Nomas flying. Bakugo, I have to move on, I must do it for the nerd because he was always here by my side and thanks to him I want to be a great hero, and a great hero saves him, everyone with a smile, so I will never be defeated, screaming and throwing several explanations that kill some Nomas. With Izuku, he arrives at the city where 02 destroyed everything in its path. Izuku, quickly, we pounce on two Nomas who bury their swords and kill them, and 02 eats one and Izuku made a big jump. Izuku, I'll kill them by cutting off a Noma's head, and one throws it at 02 which she eats. With the others, Kirishima was super tired and badly injured because his skin cracked, causing a lot of blood to come out, and Mina would throw a lot of fire that killed some, and Todoroki kept throwing fire and ice combined, and Endeavor was badly hurt, and his flames were no longer as powerful. Midnight, where are you? Izuku said, super tired while bleeding from his head and arms since a lot of debris cut her. Mirko, I feel like that boy is coming, she said, super tired and quickly covering her leg wound with a bandage. Honk, why is he here, pointing at All Might who was in his thin form bleeding a lot from his wound. Empty lady, just to cause pity, but there to continue hitting a Nomu in his high form. With Izuku. Izuku, now Eri. Eri ran towards the Nomas and buried her horns all over their bodies and throws a Nomu at 02 and eats it. Izuku Chargi, thus making their way through all the streets while killing the Nomas. With the others. Bakugo, we are hitting a Nomas but the Noma puts him on the ground and Bakugo gives him a very strong explosion on the head. Bakugo, get out of here, taking off the corpse and staying on the ground. Kirishima, get up bro. Bakugo, I can't take it anymore, said super tired. Kirishima, You must keep fighting. Bakugo, my grenades were destroyed. Kirishima, there come more, get up and fight or we'll all die. Bakugo, he's fine, getting up and lunging at the Nomus. But everyone sees the Midoriya family that came like this and ends up. Izuku, attack 02 would throw too much fire burning the Nomus. Kirishima, Izuku is here, he said happily. Bakugo, DE screaming making a Nomu explode into 1,000 pieces. Izuku Kaken jumps, so Bakugo made a great jump and climbed on top of 02. Bakugo, wow, I've never ridden a huge dinosaur, it's impressive. She's dressed. Izuku, she's my wife silly. Bakugo, oh sorry. Izuku, it doesn't matter, they're finish off all the Nomus. So Izuku and his family were finishing off the Nomus one by one until they were just a pile of corpses. Almight, young Midoriya. Izuku, you pointing at Almight. Almight, me. Kirishima, if you bother. Almight, why? Izuku, your stupidity and your great idiocy will lead to the extinction of humanity. Almight, wait son, I was trying to help to save everyone, said sadly. Todoroki, maybe it means that sometimes the great hero does not need to get involved in the affairs of the real heroes. Uraraka, Deku-kun, please come back with me. But 02 roars too loudly, scaring everyone, scaring Uraraka too much, and stops roaring. 02, he will never come back with you, said annoyed. Izuku, well now there we go, help those who are very badly injured, the heroes and civilians, and there we go, rescue the people who are in the rubble quickly. Everyone, hi Izuku. So Izuku and the others rescued all the heroes and civilians who were stuck in the rubble, and Empty Lady, Midnight, Mirko and Ryukyu thanked Izuku and gave him a kiss on the cheek, blushing, something that made 02 jealous, and at night she made Izuku her hex slave all night, and always rode on top of him without stopping, having a great passionate night. Chapter 10, Izuku vs. Hero. The days would pass in which Izuku and his family were now recognized as truly great heroes, since they finished off the last Nomus that remained of the League of Villains, and finally they were able to finish off the last thing that remained of the League of Villains. And now everything was calm for all of Japan, since the villains, because of the fear they had of Izuku's family, and that is why many villains always turn themselves in, because of the great fear they had of the hero Indoraptor, and the crime had dropped to 20%. Before it was 80% crime, now 20% of crime, acting a large number that had never been seen in a long time, and these days everything was super quiet, and always sometimes Izuku's friends always watched Uraraka so that she would not go to Izuku's house and bother them, like All Might, who was completely depressed because his son lost everything, his career. He lost everything, and what is our green-haired man doing now? Izuku's POV. Izuku was walking quietly through the park, and they were walking until they sit on a bench to eat ice cream. 02. But what a delicious ice cream, licking their ice cream, thanks for the ice cream, love. Izuku, it's nothing, love, the good thing is that we are finally at peace. I start their ice cream, but they see some cars that had mechanical games. Eri, Dad, what is that? Izuku, oh, the fair is coming, how good, he said smiling. 02/Eri, what is a fair, love/dad? Izuku, the fair is a place where all the people go to have a great time, and it is a wonderful place where you can have a great time since there are games for all of us and ride them. 02/Eri, can we go please, love/dad, please, 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 they said, making an adorable face and pouting. Izuku, okay, I promise we'll go to the movies and the fair today, he said smiling. 02, thank you, love, giving him a kiss. Narrator, our family went to his house where they did the housework and did everything around the house, and went to change. Izuku had black pants with a red sweater and Vans yellow and black plaid, and 02 had a red sweater with white pants and white Converse, and Eri had a blue sweater and light blue pants and blue Converse. Izuku, well family, are you ready for a wonderful day, said smiling. 02/Eri, yes, shouting happily. Izuku, well then what are we waiting for, let's go, he said happily, and everyone leaves the apartment where they go to their car and leave the house and arrived at the cemetery where Izuku left flowers on Inko's grave, and they had a good time there until they went to the cinema where Izuku was driving calmly until they arrived at the cinema where they all got confused. 02, darling, why do they all have tuxedos? Confused since I was seeing a few men with tuxedos. Izuku, I don't know, maybe why today is the premiere of Minions 2 since it became a worldwide trend all over the world. 02, I see, darling. Izuku, I'll go buy the tickets. So buying the tickets and bought the popcorn and went to the room where they saw more people with tuxedos. 02, darling, why didn't you dress like that? You would look super handsome with your tuxedo, he said smiling, blushing at Izuku. Izuku, later, love, better, let's go to our seats, the movie is about to start. 02, okay darling. So they sit in their seats where the movie begins proceeding normally until the scene happens, in which the minion fall asleep with Izuku, because this scene is very familiar to me seeing 02 and Eri. 02, how blushed. Izuku, nothing. 02, it's that I'm very afraid of thunder making a pout since when it started to rain with thunder 02 hugged him and sheltered himself with Izuku and Eri getting a little laugh out of Izuku. So the movie went by normally until it ended. Everyone applauded for such a beautiful movie. It's a cool movie. At first I thought I was going to get bored, but no, that movie was the best of the year. 1000/10. Check it out, it's very good. So leaving the cinema where they arrived at the fair, Izuku, well girls, today you are going to know what a fair is. We are going to have a super great time here, said smiling. 02, thanks darling for this, said smiling. Izuku, I do it because I love you both, said smiling, giving her a kiss. So our family got on all the games at the fair where they were having a great time. They got on the roller coaster with Eri and screamed with excitement, and so it went all night, and now our couple was waiting for the rocket show, and our family was sitting on the grass waiting for the rockets. 02, and what time does it start, darling? Confused. Izuku, in fact it's about to start. So they began to start the rocket show where they held very beautiful figures in the sky, the figures holding on to very beautiful something that amazed Eri, who was super happy to see that, and Izuku and 02 looked at this smiling, and the two crossed their fingers and hold hands and look at each other, getting lost in each other's gaze, and they began to get closer little by little, and the two joined their lips and kissed each other of pure love that they felt for each other while a rocket exploded in front of them. While the two kissed, a huge rocket heart formed in the sky, giving a kiss moment to our couple, where thus ended the firecracker show. 02, well love, let's go home. 02 is you. 02 turns and looks. Who is the man who hated with all his soul? Hello 02. 02, love daughter, let's go, holding hands, and 02 starts to run very fast while a person tried to reach them and called 02. Izuku, love that passes confused and running. 02, nothing running and gets between the people where the person no longer saw him, and 02 looks that the person was no longer there. 02, I finally lost you, damn son of a bitch, said it would be. Izuku, love what happens confused. 02, nothing seriously love, let's just go home, he said smiling and carrying Eri. Izuku, okay love confused. 1 week later, we see our green-haired guy with some bags since he went shopping, and 02 and Eri left the house to buy things. Izuku, let's see. Take a tomato, lettuce, meat. Well, I have everything I need to make dinner, he said smiling, but he raises his head and got confused since he saw a person standing there knocking on the door, as if desperately. Izuku, excuse me, can I help you with something? Confused. Hello, do you know if 02 is here? He said, a little desperate. Izuku, no, she's not at home because she just left. Who are you and what do you want with 02? Seriously, I just want to fix something with her, tell me where she is, he said desperately, but Izuku drops the bags and grabs him by the shirt and puts him against the wall. Izuku, listen to me, well you stupid piece of shit, who are you and how do you know that my girlfriend lives here? Calm down please, my name is Hiro, and how is your girlfriend? A little upset. Izuku, why is she my girlfriend? He said seriously. Hiro, no, you're lying, you're just hiding her. Izuku, it's not my girlfriend, and she's what matters most to me in life, so get out of here or I'll kill you, said super seriously. Hiro, if that's what you want, then touching Izuku, and the two teleported to a more specific place, a huge warehouse where the two fall. Hiro, if you are the boyfriend of my 02, calm down, it will be a very quick death. Calm down, I'm going to take care of my girlfriend and my daughter, said seriously. Izuku, no, yes, I will kill you first, transforming into the Interactor. Hiro, I want to see what you try. Izuku lunged at Hiro, but Hiro teleported, causing Izuku to crash into a metal wall, and Hiro punches him, that knocks him to the ground. Parry. Izuku tried to stab him with his nails, but Hiro teleported a lot and hit Izuku several times since he also had super strength, and grabs Izuku by the tail and slams him against the ground, but Izuku stands up and grabs Hiro, sending him flying with great force, making him break the ground more, and Izuku lunged at Hiro, but Hiro teleported quickly and Izuku tried to hit him with his claws, but in a careless moment Hiro collides with Izuku's tail, making him fall to the ground, and Izuku gives him several tails, making Hiro spit too much blood, and teleports and punches Izuku, that sends him far away, and Izuku, already annoyed, begins to try to catch Hito, but he teleported super fast, and Izuku in an act of fury began to destroy the warehouse, and Hiro teleported, and in an act he punches Izuku in the stomach, making him fly away, and Hiro thought that he was done with Izuku. Hero. I feel sorry for 02 for the man who had as a girlfriend. How weak you are, and you know one thing, I will take one of your teeth as a souvenir, he said mockingly, and approaches Izuku and tried to remove one of Izuku's teeth, but Izuku suddenly wakes up and eats Hiro, making him scream heartbreakingly, and Izuku ate him in a terrifying way, making Hiro scream heartbreakingly, and Izuku kills him and eats him, thus dying Hiro, and Izuku detransforms and spits out Hiro's head. Izuku, you saw, damn, you lost. Nobody messes with my family, he said super seriously, and leaves, leaving Hiro's head. Chapter 11. The Bank Robbery. 3 weeks would pass after what happened with Izuku and Hiro, and in these weeks Izuku was super worried since he had been completely in shock since he discovered that Hiro was the son of a super famous politician in the city, and that they offered a lot of money for Izuku, and now Izuku was the most wanted in all of Japan since this politician is the most important in all of Japan. And in these weeks Izuku and his family went to hide in an abandoned warehouse, since if he went with Mitsuki to help them she would be arrested, and Izuku did not want that, and that is why he hid. And in these weeks the police spent their time looking for Izuku except the heroes, since they knew that this politician was super corrupt. That is why they did not help him, and Izuku confessed that he killed Hiro since he wanted to kill him too and take 02 and Eri from him. That is why he killed him, and that happened in those 3 weeks. And what does our green-haired POV Izuku do now? Izuku and his family was calm, seeing that nobody came while Eri was asleep on Izuku's lap while he caressed her head, and Izuku stands up, and so does 02, and they move away a bit to talk. 02, love, and now what are we going to do since now you are the most wanted? What are we going to do? Said somewhat worried. Izuku, calm down, I don't know how, but I swear to both of you that I will get you out of here no matter what, I promise you, seriously, giving him a little kiss. 02, you didn't have to do that. Izuku, and what did you want me to do? That they take you away from me, and they will take away what matters most to me in life, and that you are the most important thing to me. No, love, I love you and I love you both, and I would give my life for you, but I swear that I will get you out of the country, and we will be happy, the 3 of us together, giving him another kiss. 02, okay love, but what are you planning to do right now? I'm going to take care of my daughter in case someone comes. Izuku, okay, I'm going to go, I don't know where, but I promise that I will find a way to get you out of here, putting on some glasses and a cap and a face mask. 02, okay love, be very careful, giving her a kiss. Izuku, I'll be fine, in the meantime take care of our daughter. 02, sure love. So Izuku left the warehouse and went for a walk throughout Japan while Izuku watched the news on some TVs that the murderer to Hiro, making him feel worse since because of him he got his family in big trouble, and was walking through the streets and saw a tavern where he goes in to drown his sorrows and sits at the bar and orders a drink where he starts drinking while he looked at the news again that some people were upset with Izuku. Izuku, shit, now what am I going to do? Because of my stupidity I got my family in big trouble, because of me they are in danger, and because of my stupidity they are stuck in my problem, and I don't know what I'm going to do, he said super sad, and I took his face at the bar. So you got your family in big trouble, right? Said a man drinking, getting Izuku's attention. Izuku, ah, sorry, why would he hear that? Wiping away some tears. Friend, I understand very well what you go through. Sometimes I put my family in danger because of my stupidities, but I learned that I always count on the family, and I learned that I should never involve my family. Izuku, you're absolutely right, he said, half smiling and sad because he only thought about his family. Hey kid, you have a problem, right? Izuku, yes, the truth, and I don't know how I'm going to solve it, but I promise that I will get my family out of this, finishing his glass of tequila. I can help you, friend. Izuku, really confused, looking at the man. Yes, I can help you get out of this, cap on me. Izuku, okay, I will trust you. So Izuku and the man leave the bar, and the man pays for the drinks, and the two go to a dark alley where nobody sees them. Izuku, thank you very much for paying, I appreciate it. I already know who you are, I have already investigated you, I know who you are Izuku Midoriya, the one who was betrayed, and now you are a great hero, and at the same time wanted. Izuku, oh I see, and what is your name? Curious. My name is Luke Hodds, just call me Luke, and already. Izuku, nice to meet you Luke, but why do you want to help me? Confused. Luke, why my what they did to the son of that damn bastard politician of shit, that is why I want to help you, said half annoyed when cutting out something from the past. Izuku, oh I see, and what do I have to do? Luke, tomorrow we are going to rob a safe of that politician that has thousands of yen, we will steal it. Izuku, okay, where do we meet? Luke, I'm going to pick you up, tell me where you live. Izuku, in an abandoned warehouse at the pier. Luke, Tomorrow I will look for you. In the meantime, go with your family. Izuku, okay. The next day we see Luke, Izuku and Riley in Luke's truck prepared for the robbery. Luke, prepare yourself very well. When we enter, you do your thing. Izuku, yes, I already have the rope ready. Riley, very well. Izuku, prepare yourself. So Luke enters the bank and steps on the pedal and goes through the wall where it breaks into 1,000. Luke, now come down. So everyone went down and many police officers come in, but Luke takes out his machine gun and starts shooting at the ceiling, scaring everyone. Luke, run. Izuku, we'll distract them. Riley, come on. Izuku, run and shoot the police. Izuku, I'm putting the rope in the safe and putting on a collar and transforming into the Indoraptor, where Izuku begins to pull it with great force, making it slowly begin to detach from the wall until Izuku completely detaches it, breaking everything. Luke/Riley, run. Izuku. So Izuku started running super fast while several police officers shot at him, losing his balance and crashing into a building, destroying it a little, but Izuku kept going and started running too fast while many police officers followed him while it was broadcast by the media, and Izuku was running but through the city while destroying almost everything because the safe was super big. Izuku was passing through some somewhat empty streets and was running with everything, and a policeman was going to shoot him with a tranquilizer, but someone sent him flying due to an explosion. Bakugo, nobody messes with my brother, throwing more bombs, and an ice pillar blocks the way, and Izuku looks back at all his friends who were helping him, making him smile happily, and Izuku was running in a hurry and stops in a dark alley and quickly leaves. Izuku was going over a bridge, but he turns around because he saw Hiro's father and starts running super fast towards the car. Politician, shoot him, damn it, shoot him. Agent, yes sir. That's how he shoots Izuku. But the bullets wouldn't hurt him and Izuku would throw the safe. He detransforms and quickly takes off his necklace and flies and falls. But he sees that the box was falling towards the car, causing the safe to fall into the river. Izuku, oh shit, transforming and grabs it with his strength and lifts it again, destroying the floor of the bridge a little, and raises his head seeing that Luke was in his truck, stops and gets out of the truck next to Riley. Politician, please help me, please, in pain, but Luke shoots him in the head, causing him to die quickly. Luke, that's for my team, seriously, and approaches Izuku and lifts him off the ground. Izuku, and well, what will happen now? Luke, well, Izuku, what you did is something serious that can take you thousands of years in jail. Izuku, I know. Luke, but thanks to you we were able to finish off this bastard, and that's why we will always be deeply grateful, because you've finally finished off a super corrupt politician. Thanks, Izuku said, smiling. Izuku, it's nothing, that's what a hero does, right? He said, smiling. Riley, now you have to go. Izuku, why do I hear some sirens approaching? Izuku, yes, you're right, I'd better go. Luke, take care. Izuku, here, giving him some $1,000 bills. Izuku, thank you very much. Luke, you're welcome, now go. So Izuku jumps into the sea and transforms and starts swimming super fast so that no policeman could see him. Luke, let's see how much money that idiot had hidden. Riley, let's see. So Luke opens the safe and was completely shocked by what he saw, since the safe was completely empty without any money. Luke, but how confused, but begins to remember something, and that is when Izuku went to an alley, he quickly detransformed and put another safe that was fake. The real one was in that alley. Luke, but what a clever boy, laughing. Why was he tricked? Laughing funny. Riley, do you want us to arrest him? Laughing a little. Luke, no, leave him alone, he's just a boy who loves his family very much, better than to leave him alone for now. It seems that he loves his family very much. What did that? Laughing. With Izuku. Izuku was running with his strength until he reached the warehouse, where he forcefully closes the curtain. 02, love, what's happening, and what is that? Confused. Izuku, it's a safe, but I promise you that I didn't do anything wrong. Okay, well, yes, I stole it, but it wasn't anything serious really. 02, love, but why? Shocked. Izuku, why really? I did it for you because I love you both, that's why I did it, said tired. 02, but love, you didn't have to do it, said shocked. Izuku, I had to do it, there was no other way, sorry, it's just that I did it for you, and the truth is I'm tired of suffering, I've suffered enough, and the truth is I'm super tired, said sad. 02, but even so we are here so that you are no longer alone, and no matter what happens we will always support you, giving you a kiss. Izuku, thank you, love, giving him a kiss. Well, let's see what this safe has. Happy music. So Izuku opened the safe and suddenly a lot of money falls to the ground, revealing that he had too much, like thousands of yen. Izuku, QQQQQQ, what he said, super surprised and in shock. 02, It can't be, said shocked and happy. Izuku. SSSSS, we are rich, he said happily and carrying 02 and airy, and released some tears of happiness. 02. Finally, love, we will make our dream of living in the United Kingdom and having our own house come true, he said, shedding tears of happiness. Izuku. This is the best day of my life, I love you so much, love. 02. I love you too, love, giving Izuku a kiss of pure love. With Bakugo. Bakugo was leaving a small jail since Mitsuki paid the bail. Mitsuki. You did the right thing, son, help your brother, I am very proud of you, pulling Bakugo's cheek. Bakugo. Already, mom, better let's go home, a little annoying. So the two went to their house. They go in and saw like 20 bags of thousands of yen. Mitsuki. And this confused but sees a note where she grabs it, and it said something written. For the best mom in the world, you deserve this gift because you loved me and my brother and supported us. You are the best mom in the world. I love you so much, mom. Mitsuki, when reading the letter, begins to cry with happiness since her son left her a lot of money for her and her family. Mitsuki. Thank you very much, son. I love you so much, my baby. I was always proud of you. I love you, my baby, she said, crying with happiness while looking at the note. And so it happened with Todoroki, Kirishima, Momo, Tsuyu, Jairu Aizawa, Midnight, who Izuku left money to everyone as a token of his gratitude, and Izuku is in his warehouse. They call someone. Izuku. Okay, I'll wait for you there, don't be late hanging. 02. Who are you talking to, curious, love? Izuku. With a friend, I'll be back in a few. 02. Okay, love. So Izuku leaves the warehouse, gets in his car, and starts driving. 30 minutes later, we see Izuku waiting calmly to someone until Bakugo arrives in his car. Bakugo. Hello, nerd. Izuku. Hello, Kaken said, smiling. Bakugo. I already found out that you are going to live in the United Kingdom, said, half smiling. Izuku. Yes, and the truth is it is something that my family and I want, but I want to give you this by giving him a necklace. Bakugo. What is this, curious? Izuku. Open it, it is a chain that opens. Bakugo opens it, and shows a photo of the two of them when they were children. Izuku, you liked it, right? Bakugo. Yes, shedding tears as he began to remember everything. Izuku, I want to ask you to forgive me for everything I did to you. I really don't know how it is that you are still your friend, he said, crying, and Izuku hugs him. Izuku. Yes, calm down, I forgive you, and I want to thank you for being the first friend of a lifetime, my brother said, smiling. Bakugo. Hey, Izuku, promise me something, wiping away his tears. Izuku. Yes, tell me. Bakugo. That when we are great heroes we will meet again, he said, wiping away his tears. Izuku. Yes, I promise, but I also want you to promise me something. Bakugo. What thing, brother? Izuku. That you take good care of our mother, please take care of her, and very soon I will see him, he said, smiling, and Bakugo hugs him. Bakugo. Of course, brother, I promise that I will take care of our mother, he said, wiping away his tears. Izuku. Yes, of course, he reciprocates the hug, and the two separate. It's okay to cry here. Bakugo. Hey bro, how about some racing? Izuku. Sure. The two get into their cars and start them. Bakugo. Hey bro, I've never told you but I love your car, he said, smiling, and the two of them start driving. Izuku's mind. At first when we met we thought about being great heroes, but now we can do it if we are together and united, but now we have to take paths, but I will always remember that you will always be my brothers. Outside of Izuku's mind, Izuku and Bakugo were driving calmly. Bakugo. Never forget our promise, brother. Izuku. Never, brother said, smiling and shedding some tears. Until Izuku and Bakugo separate on different paths because it is time to continue on their own path, and one day they will meet again. Chapter 12. New Life. We see our family on a plane heading to their new life in the United Kingdom, and the three were asleep on the plane, and the first to wake up is Izuku, who began to see the Izuku landscape of the United Kingdom, and Izuku smiles as he will finally live a new life in the United Kingdom, leaving everything behind in his past, everything he suffered in the laboratories, everything he had to endure, all the suffering he went through. He will finally leave all that behind in oblivion and live now in the present with his family, even though his mother is not here to see him grow as a hero, but he feels that maybe his mother would be very happy that he is finally a father of a beautiful family, something that made him smile a lot, but he feels arms hugging his back. 02. Good morning, darling, giving him a kiss. We finally arrived. Izuku. Finally our new life is going to begin once and for all. Seriously, you don't know how happy I am that everything is okay now, he said, smiling, kissing 02's forehead. 02. Yes, and the best thing is that we will be together forever since dinosaurs cannot die for anything in the world, he said, smiling. Izuku. How good, this way we will be together forever and finally we will live in peace, holding 02's hand. 02. Inko would be very happy with the new life we will lead, said smiling. Izuku, if you're right looking at the window, I still miss her a little sad. 02. Darling, look at me, grabbing Izuku's face. I know you miss her, but I know very well that she would be very proud that you are already a great hero and have a great family, and be very happy even though she is not here. She will always be with you and more in your heart, said smiling. Izuku, you're right, thank you love for such beautiful words, giving her a kiss. Eri, good morning mom, dad, hugging her parents. Izuku/02, good morning my girl, giving her a kiss on the forehead. Eri, daddy here, I can be a heroine. Izuku, of course my girl, since everyone can be a hero anywhere, said smiling. 02, you know maybe I can be a heroine too, said smiling. Izuku, how good, like that we would be the dinosaur team, said smiling. 02, I hope to be one heroine so that we protect all those who are like us, said smiling. Izuku, seems good to me, said smiling. 40 minutes later, we see Izuku and 02 on a train. The train stops at its stop where Izuku and his family get in. 02, God, how exciting, we are going to start a new life in the United Kingdom. Izuku, yes, how exciting, we are going to live together in a great country. Eri, yes, we will be living here forever, said smiling. Izuku, yes, and we are going to walk around to see all of the United Kingdom, and go out all over the country on trips. 02, yes, even more than that, we are going to be together forever, we are going to know the whole country together. Izuku, and we will go on outings, excursions, trips, etc. They said happily and a little excited. Stanley, hey, I know you both are super excited to live in the United Kingdom, but I assure you both that you will be very happy here, said smiling. 02, that's why I chose this country, Mr. Stanley, personally, you will be happy here. Izuku, thank you, Mr. Stanley. Well, enjoy the United Kingdom, going to the other car. 02, God, I'm somewhat excited to finally live in this great country, said smiling. Izuku, yes, but for now, here we have to look for where to look for a place since the bags of money are making my arms very tired. I enlarged the 30 bags of money. 02, oh yes, that's true, but don't worry, let's go look for a place. 10 minutes later, sir, and here is your apartment, opening the apartment. That was something big. Izuku, wow, it's something big, seeing the apartment and entering. Sir, and what does he tell me convince you? Izuku, yes, I want it. Sir, very well, the challenge is paid on January 1st, so I'll leave you so you can settle and enjoy your apartment while I'm leaving. Izuku, thank you sir, closing the door. 02, wow, finally our first house, lying down on the bed like Eri. Izuku, hey, don't leave me behind, throwing the bags and throwing himself on the bed. 02, this is the best thing that has happened to us, said smiling. Izuku, yes, the best of all is that here if you want to be a hero you only need a license, and you are already a hero. 02, one of these days we will be a great hero for the world, said smiling. Izuku, yes, you're right. 02, daughter, why don't you go take a bath since today we are going out for a walk? Eri, yes, mommy, standing up, going to take a bath. Izuku, okay, I'm going to prepare my clothes to go out, but he shuts up since 02 takes off his sweater and his pants, remaining in sleeveless shirt and panties. 02, Izuku, can you help me with my jealousy? Izuku, okay. 1 hour later, we see our family walking through the streets of the United Kingdom since we wanted to know all of the United Kingdom, and everyone had their black clothes and their black sweatshirts, and they were walking calmly until something caught their attention, and they saw a lot of sad people gathered, and Izuku and his family approached thinking that something is happening. Izuku, what will be happening? Curious. 02, maybe someone important will come. In that, many soldiers making a small parade while many people cried a little and threw roses. Izuku, what's happening? In that, they see a coffin passing by, implying that someone important was coming. Izuku, I would love to ask what is happening, but I do not know English. 02, sorry, what is happening? Extra, Queen Isabel passed away crying. 02, I do not know how sorry I am. Izuku, you know English? Surprised. 02, yes, and what happens is that Queen Isabel has already passed away and today is her last goodbye. Izuku, oh my god, well at least she will be up there with my mother, he said smiling, carrying Eri, putting her on his shoulders. Eri, dad, do you think the queen and grandmother know each other up there? Izuku, yes daughter, since they are both in heaven, he said smiling. 02, well let's go to another place since they are going to put her in the castle. Izuku, wait, do you mean they are going to have the body inside the castle? Scared. 02, yes, since they say it is tradition of the royal family to keep their relatives inside. Izuku, And why don't they cremate it, and have their ashes with them scared? 02. Oh, maybe they will do that. Well, who knows, maybe it's real or false, said calmly, scaring Izuku a little. Izuku, better let's go somewhere to see what's happening in the United Kingdom, grabbing Eri's legs, starting to walk. So our family was walking a little, but they saw a lot of people throwing flowers and leaving flowers. Izuku, wow, it's wonderful how they love their queen. I mean, it's something that doesn't happen every day, and wow, how many flowers, seeing that many people left flowers. 02. Can we buy flowers for the queen? Izuku, sure, just take out my wallet, it's in my right pocket, please. I can't. 02. Okay, taking out Izuku's wallet, buying some flowers. Eri, Dad, can I also leave flowers? Izuku, sure daughter, going down to Eri, and 02 gives some flowers to Eri. 02. Come on love, taking Izuku's hand. Izuku, sure. So everyone puts their flowers in front of the royal door while thousands of people left things around flowers. Izuku, well, let's go for a walk, and in a while we come to see what happens more in a while. 02. Okay love. 4 hours later. 02. Wow, all these clothes will look super good on us going up the stairs. Izuku, yes, it was a big purchase. If you want, today we are going out to a restaurant. 02. Sounds like a good idea love. Izuku, well, let's change and go out to dinner. So arriving at his apartment, where they open the door, where the two look on the floor a letter. Izuku, maybe it's the treasurer opening the envelope, taking out the letter, where he was very surprised. 02. What's wrong love, curious. Izuku, leave the things, let's go quickly to the north of the country now, serious. 02. Okay. 1 hour later. We see Izuku in his Indurator form, 02 in his Indominus Rex form, and Eri in his form Triceraptor, while running down a road until they reached a huge airfield, and the three stop, but they don't know how they detransformed. Izuku, how strange, because the letter said here curious in his Indurator form. 02. Maybe he may come soon, since it seems he hasn't arrived, confused in his Indominus Rex form. Eri, look mom dad, seeing above a huge plane where everyone is on guard, and Izuku and 02 sharpen their claws. The plane lands, and from there it goes down. Luke and Riley. Riley, hello Izuku. Izuku, Riley, Luke. 02. Who is she? Izuku, angry and jealous. Riley, I am a friend of Izuku. Calm down, I have a partner, said calmly. Izuku, and what are you doing here? Detransforming, returning to your normal form. Luke, I know you came here, that's why he comes here. Izuku, but I never told you that I was going to go live in the United Kingdom. Confused. Luke, I watched you from the day I met you. Quickly I began to investigate about you, and that's why I always watched you, and when you put on that strap, when you felt something strange on your neck, a tracker went inside you. Izuku, how shocked, looking for the tracker, and feels something on the back of his neck and cuts himself a little, taking out a small tracker. Izuku, no wonder I felt something on my neck. Confused. Well, if you're here to arrest me, it's fine, but please leave my family alone. Luke, I didn't come for that. Izuku, then. Riley, I want you to join us. We are an anti-terrorist team, that is, we are a group that helps all the dinosaurs that are spread all over the world and help them all, that's why we are here. Izuku, don't talk anymore. He entered him and said happily, Luke, I thought you didn't want to, and I was going to arrest you for real, so I'm not going to use brute force to arrest you. Izuku, no. I want to be a great hero and save everyone, including the dinosaurs and everyone else, he said, smiling. Luke, how good. Why are your brother and your mom waiting in there, pointing at the plane? Izuku, walking towards the plane, where he sees Bakugo and Mitsuki on the plane, and the two see him. Mitsuki, Izuku, surprised. Izuku, mom, brother, said happily, and the three hugged their family. Bakugo, you know, at least we fulfilled a little the promise of seeing each other again, and the other promise is to become heroes. Mitsuki, there Izuku, I am very happy with the life you are leading, said smiling. Izuku, yes mom, and by the way, what are you doing here? Mitsuki, well, is that your big friend asked us to come since he knew you super well, so we are here, and that's why we are here in part. When the money you gave me, I can buy a house in the United Kingdom. Izuku, that's great, I like that. Luke, hey sir, boy, I need to talk to Izuku about something important. Mitsuki, okay, getting off the plane, same as Bakugo, and Luke sits next to Izuku. Luke, Izuku, there's something I want to give you that may be very valuable to you, since maybe you like it too much. Besides, your dear mother made it, giving her a briefcase. Izuku, that's curious. Luke, open it. In that, Izuku opens it, showing a suit, his old hero suit, completely black but with some yellow lines. It was similar to his Indurator form. Izuku, really, said smiling, looking at Luke. Luke, happy Halloween, said mockingly. Izuku, we are in November. Wow, this suit is very special to me since my mother made it for me, he said smiling. That's why I always used it with great honor. Luke, even better, I made it more resistant. When you use your power it will not break at all, and you can use it much more when you are a hero. Izuku, I would never change this suit since my mother made it for me, but you Luke, you gave it a great modification that my mother would love. Closing the briefcase. Thank you very much Luke for this opportunity, said smiling. Luke, it's what friends do, said smiling. Izuku, and when do we start? Curious. Luke, when the time is I will send you a message. Izuku, okay, already at night. 02, what do you think, love, said smiling. Izuku, don't you think your suit is a bit tight? Blushing since 02 had her heroine's suit that Riley gave her, which was the same one she always used in the anime. 02, yes, but I like it tight since that way I can move well, and so you can see this. Moving her ass flirtatiously. Blushing. Izuku, love blushed and 02 brought her ass closer. 02, come on, touch it, he said flirtatiously, something that Izuku couldn't hold back, and began to touch 02's ass. Izuku, it's super soft and super cute that it makes me want to kiss 02's ass. 02, touch all you want, love, kiss it because it's yours, he said flirtatiously, but Izuku bites him. 02, Izuku, kaya, we are moaning very loud. Izuku, silly, that's not done by pouting. Izuku, you started, he said smiling mockingly. 02, how about sitting on Izuku's member? We have a round. Izuku, how good that Eri is taking a bath. 1 hour later, Izuku was putting on his pajamas as well as 02 and Eri too, and the three of them go to bed. Eri, can you read me a story, Dad? Izuku, okay, he said smiling, grabbing a story. Well, this story is Cinderella opening the book, Once Upon a Time. 5 minutes later, Izuku and the prince and Uraraka saw happily ever after. Color in color. This story has ended. Closing the book, but Izuku looks that 02 was super asleep and Eri too, while the two hugged each other tightly while smiling, and Izuku just smiles and stands up. He started to look at the window, remembering all the beautiful moments he spent with his family. Izuku, it was completely worth being tortured and being experienced over and over again by my family. It was worth every damn second. Whispering super low, but he sees that it starts to snow since it was already December 1st, and Izuku just smiles and looks at his suit, and sees how several patrols go to a place where Izuku opens his briefcase and puts it on, and goes out the window. 02, catch them, tiger, she said, smiling sleepily. Izuku was running on the roofs of buildings while it was snowing while he had his new suit on. At that moment Izuku took a great leap where he reached the center of the city, and fell in front of the thieves. Izuku, everything is fine now, why am I Indurator here? Transforming into his Indurator form. Izuku, I am Indurator, the dinosaur hero, pouncing on the thieves while they were shooting. Final chapter. Wedding. 3 weeks would pass in which the entire United Kingdom already knew the hero Indurator and the heroine Indominus Rex. Now they were the most popular heroes in the United Kingdom. People now loved them very much since they were the first young people who are heroes, and more because they were dinosaurs since it was the first time they saw dinosaurs in their lives. That is why they were always the most loved of all, and in these weeks Izuku was now the number 1 hero of all, since in these weeks he caught 350 villains in 3 weeks. That is why he was now the number 1 hero, and in these weeks Izuku now had a great life in the United Kingdom since he and his family were finally at peace, and he had a great time at all times. Now he was a hero for everyone, for humans and for the dinosaurs that are still scattered around the world, something that made him happy since the dinosaurs that walked around the world still existed everywhere, and even better that maybe they will not become extinct again. That is why he and 02 were the protectors of the dinosaurs, and in these weeks 02 felt super rare since she always vomited a lot, and sometimes she overate, and sometimes she got up in the middle of the night to vomit, something that worried Izuku a lot since he did not know what was happening to his girlfriend, and what our green-haired man is doing now. Narrator. Izuku and his family were eating peacefully, but suddenly 02 grabs his mouth tightly and tries not to vomit, and gets up quickly running to the bathroom where he began to vomit a lot, something that worried Izuku and Eri a lot, who went to see 02. Izuku, love, are you okay? Patting 02. 02, yes love, I'm fine. Vomiting again. Until he stops vomiting, he turns off the bathroom faucet and stands against the wall with Izuku. Izuku, you know, why don't we go to the doctor tomorrow since you've been there for 3 weeks, so how about we go tomorrow? 02, okay love. 3 in the morning. We see our family sleeping peacefully, but 02 grabs his mouth tightly and runs to the bathroom where he begins to vomit a lot until 02, I hope it's not something serious grabbing her belly. The next day, we see our family walking through the streets of the United Kingdom wrapped up warm since it was still a bit cold, and they arrive at a hospital where they go in waiting a few minutes until it was their turn entering the office where a doctor was there. Doctor. Good morning young people, what brings you here? 02. Well doctor, lately I've been feeling very nauseous and dizzy and vomiting, something that's been going on for a while now, for 3 weeks, that's why we're here. Doctor. I see. Well young lady, I need you to uncover your left arm to draw blood to take it to the lab to see what you have. 02. Okay, with fear uncovering her arm, and Izuku grabs 02's right hand, calming her down, and the doctor gives her an injection, something that 02 began to remember all the injections they gave her when they experimented on her, but those thoughts went away when she remembered Izuku and his family calming her down, and the doctor extracts some blood from 02. Doctor. Well, I will take her to the lab to see what the results are. Leaving the office. Izuku. They were scared, right? 02. Yes, but thanks to you my fear went away. Izuku. While I'm here, nothing bad is going to happen to you in life, he said, smiling, giving her a kiss. 02. That's why I love you so much, love. So 10 minutes passed while our family waited for the results, while they talked about what they were going to do after they came out, until the doctor arrived. Izuku. Doctor, tell me what, my girlfriend has something worried. Doctor. Well, I don't know how they are going to take it since I feel that it is good news. Izuku. That is curious, doctor. Doctor. Young lady, you are pregnant. You are already 3 weeks pregnant. And that's why you've had those problems. Is it normal for that to happen in a pregnancy? Because it's already in the first weeks of pregnancy and the baby's development, so congratulations, young people are going to have a child, he said, smiling to calm the somewhat tense atmosphere a little. At that, Izuku and 02 just remained silent and in shock by what they heard. Izuku. Ah, okay, thank you very much, doctor. Doctor. No, they're what, young people? So our family was walking back to their house. The atmosphere was somewhat tense, since neither of them speaks for anything in the world until they arrived at their house, closing the door and sit on the couch. Neither of them wanted to talk until 02 breaks the ice. 02. Izuku scared. Izuku is fine. If you don't want to take care of the baby is fine. Don't worry, I'll be fine. I'll take care of the baby. And if you want to leave me with the baby, and Eri is fine. Don't worry about anything. About to cry, but it was useless since tears fell to the floor, and Izuku gets up and 02 just closes his eyes so as not to see what Izuku leaves, but feels like he is loaded with a lot of strength, and open your eyes seeing Izuku, who was shedding tears, and began to jump with joy. Izuku. I'm going to be a dad, 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 screaming super happy and jumping while carrying 02. 02. Wait, Izuku, aren't you angry? Surprised, shedding tears. Izuku. Why should I be with the love of my life, who made me the happiest man in the world? Thank you very much, love, for giving me a baby, he said happily, and bends down to 02's belly. Hello, daughter, son, it's me, your dad. I'll be waiting for you a lot, he said happily, giving kisses to 02's belly, tickling 02. Eri, dad, there's my brother inside. Izuku. Of course, daughter, there's your little sister inside, but in 9 months, he said, smiling. Eri, why so much? Izuku. So that she can grow inside your mother. Eri, I see, grabbing the belly. Hello, little brothers, I'll be waiting for you with great anticipation, he said happily, making everyone smile. 1 week later, Izuku was in a cafeteria waiting for someone. Calmly while drinking a coffee, asked Mitsuki arrives. Mitsuki. Sorry, son, for taking so long. There was a lot of traffic. It's weird how they drive here sitting down. Izuku. Don't worry, mom, your tea is still warm. Mitsuki. And why did you call me? Curious, son, drinking his tea. Izuku. Well, I want you to give me some marriage advice so that I can be a great husband, he said calmly, making Mitsuki choke, but he gets over it quickly. Izuku. Mom, are you okay? A little worried. Mitsuki. There, my beautiful boy, you are already a man who wants to get married, he said happily. Izuku. Mom, don't say that out loud, a little embarrassed. Mitsuki. Sorry, son, it's just that I am very happy that you already want to marry 02. I am very proud of you. Inko would be very proud of you, he said happily. Izuku. Yes, it still hurts that she is not here to see me, he said sadly, but Mitsuki takes Izuku's hands. Mitsuki. Izuku, look at me. I know that Inko will not be here, but I promised her that I would be there when you get married, and I promised that I would never leave you alone in the world for anything in the world, because she knows how much I love you, and you know, when I saw her last time she told me to never leave Izuku alone, and always make you happy, he said smiling. Izuku. Thank you, mom, for never leaving me alone, said smiling. Mitsuki. Well, son, these are the advice I give you. 1. Be with her forever. 2. Give her everything in your power. 3. Be with her at all times. 4. Be faithful to her. 5. Respect her as she will respect you. 6. Be with her in good times and bad. 7. Love her forever. 8. Support her in everything. 9. Never be unfaithful to her. 10. Be with her in any difficult moment. 11. Love her for life. Mitsuki. Well, son, those are all I give you, said smiling. Izuku. Thanks, Mom. Mitsuki. And I want to give you this by giving her a ring. Izuku. That. Mitsuki. Is your mother's ring, said smiling. Izuku. Seriously surprised, trying not to cry. Mitsuki. Yes, because when she divorced your father she kept it for herself so you could put it on 02, she said smiling. Izuku. Thanks, Mom, for keeping it, she said smiling, hugging Mitsuki. I love you, Mom. Mitsuki. And I love you too, son, and a lot, hugging Izuku. 4 days later, we see Izuku in a park waiting for someone, and Izuku looked at some families having a good time with their children, something that Izuku begins to imagine him with his family having a good time, something that made him smile a lot, but some hands cover his eyes. 02. Who am I? Izuku. Let me guess, a beautiful, cute, beautiful, pretty girl that I love with all my soul. 02. There, how romantic, giving her a kiss. And why did you send me here? Curious. Izuku. Well, I want to take a walk with the love of my life, said smiling. 02. Well, what do we wait? Let's go at once, taking Izuku's hand, beginning to walk while the snow fell. Thus arriving at the ice cream, where they began to eat their ice cream and sit on some swings, where they begin to talk about everything from how they met, how now Izuku had a dinosaur Quirk, and how now they were boyfriends/parents. That made 02 sometimes shed tears when remembering those beautiful moments, until the night fell, where the two of them leave, where 02 and Izuku were walking quietly until Izuku stops in his tracks. 02. Something happens. Curious. Love. Izuku. You know, love, this year that we have been dating was the best year of my life since, thanks to you and my daughter, I am very strong, and it was the best year since I met you and my daughter were the best thing that has happened to me. You are the best thing that has happened to me in life. You are my sea, my sky. I don't know what I would do without you. You are my biggest reason in life. Thanks to you I am very strong. It was completely worth being experienced day and night by those bastards. So 02. I want to ask you something. 02. And what is? Izuku, blushing since Izuku was kneeling, and takes out a box where Inko's ring came and opens it, showing the ring. Izuku. 02. Do you want to marry me? He said between tears and a big blush and a big smile. At that moment 02 burst into a great cry of happiness, since he had waited for this moment in his life. 02. Yes, I accept, screaming super loud and happy, and hugs Izuku and began to kiss Izuku all over the face, giving him many kisses while the snow fell. 02. This is the best day of my life. I am the happiest woman in the world, screaming happily and crying with happiness while the snow fell, giving an atmosphere. 02. You do not know how long I was waiting for this moment. Now the four of us will be a happy family, said, crying with happiness. Izuku. I love you. 02. 02. I love you, Izuku, giving him a kiss. Timescime 1 week. We see Izuku at the altar sweating profusely since 02 has not arrived, but he receives a sniff from Bakugo. Bakugo. Control yourself already, nerd, he is coming. Izuku. It's been 10 minutes since he arrived. Luke. It's only been 10 minutes since we arrived. Calm down, they will arrive. Riley. The bride is coming. The bride is coming. The bride is coming. The bride is coming, screaming happily, and the three will return, and they saw something beautiful. Mitsuki enters while carrying 02 to the altar, while Eri threw petals at the feet of 02, and Izuku would blush because of the great beauty that his girlfriend gave off, and 02 saw that, and just smiled and remembered all the times that she made him blush and more when they grabbed the love, and 0 reaches the altar where he takes Izuku's hands to calm him down, and the two look at the father while the sun rose, giving a kiss to the place. Father, dear brothers, we are gathered here to witness the union between Izuku Midoriya and 02. So happening everything that happens at weddings, which I do not know since I have never gone in my life. The truth is I do not know what happens. Let's continue. Father. Well, now Izuku Midoriya will say his vows, looking at Izuku. Izuku. I, Izuku Midoriya, promise to always take care of you and my family and protect you forever and be with you in good times and bad and be faithful to you forever, and I promise that I will never leave you alone, and I promise that I will give you everything in my power, and I promise to be with you forever, and I promise that I will always love you forever, he said, smiling, still looking like he wanted to cry. Father. Okay, now 02, say your vows, looking at 02. 02. I, 02, promise to be the best wife. friend and lover of yours because I feel very happy that you are my husband for life. I promise to always be with you in good times and bad, and I will always be with you at all times. I will always make you feel happy, and I will always make you smile every day, and I will cook for you since I feel very happy that you are by my side forever, and I will always love you forever, he said happily while crying from happiness since it was finally his day. And Izuku grabs 02's hands to calm him down a bit. Father, okay, by the power that has been given to me I declare you husband and wife may kiss the bride. At that 02 threw himself into Izuku's arms beginning to kiss him, while the four applauded since it was a simple but beautiful and happy wedding. So everyone they went to the beach to celebrate since the wedding was held on the beach where everyone had their swimsuits, and our family had a great time. Eri, Dad, come quickly, I want to get into the water, pulling Izuku by the arms. Izuku, I'm coming, daughter, standing up. So the two go to where 02 was and the three of them get into the water to swim having a happy time. Bakugo, look at him, he's happy now. Luke, finally, everything has changed for Izuku. Finally, everything is happy for Izuku. Riley, yes, finally, everything is ending, enough for Izuku. Finally, everything is happy for our green-haired boy watching Izuku playing with Eri. Izuku 1, 2, 3 lifting Eri making her laugh with joy and the two hug each other. Eri, I love you so much, Dad. Izuku, the same my girl, I also said happily in 02 like that. The three hug each other very tightly. Mitsuki, you know, once Izuku told me everything they did to him, torture, experiences and everything, but he confessed something to me that made me cry that day, he said smiling, looking at the family. Bakugo, what a thing, Mom. Mitsuki, he knew that 02 was super in love with him and that my little girl wanted to call him Dad, but they were afraid to confess to Izuku. That's why he said all that, because Izuku had now become a great man and a man who loves his family. That's why he said all that, smiling. Luke, now that is family love. While Izuku was playing with Eri and 02, he approaches and hugs Izuku and the two kiss. Izuku, I love you 02. 02. I love you, Izuku Midoriya giving him a kiss. Timescime 9 months. In all 9 months 02's belly had grown a lot and 02 felt happy that very soon her son was going to be born, and in these months Izuku had to endure all of 02's mood swings since she had become bipolar during the pregnancy, since sometimes she was sad, happy and even angry, and Izuku had to sleep for 1 month since she had made 02 angry and always endured her midnight cravings, and sometimes she did not sleep to take care of her. And Izuku did not care to endure all that, because he loved 02 very much. But that day the son of Izuku and 02 or children would be born. Narrator. We see Izuku making breakfast while Eri waited. Izuku, well daughter, breakfast is almost here, she said smiling. Eri, yes Dad. 02. Izuku, come quick, my water broke. Izuku ran like lightning and saw 02 in bed while water came out of her belly. 02. The baby is coming, my baby is going to be born, screaming terrified and breathing heavily and in pain. Izuku, wait love, I'm coming, super worried since today was the day, and grabs everything you need like your cell phone, the diaper bag, etc. and carrying 02 and begins to go down the stairs of the house while Eri followed them, thus arriving at the car where she gets 02 in with Eri, and Izuku was driving super fast and calls Mitsuki to come. That's how it was until they arrived at the hospital, where they entered and quickly attended to 02 and put her on a stretcher where they began to run. Izuku, you're going to be okay, seriously everything will be fine, just have faith, running while holding 02's hand. Nurse, I'm sorry but you can't get in. Izuku, but I want to see my wife trying to get in. Nurse, I'm very sorry but you can't get in. Izuku, oh damn my love, you're going to be okay, everything will be okay, just have faith, everything will be okay, you should scream while watching 02 walk away. Then Mitsuki arrives. Mitsuki, where is Izuku? He's in the delivery room. Mitsuki, I'm going to entering the delivery room. Izuku, she can enter, and I can't, something annoying. Eri, Dad, do you think everything will be okay? Izuku, calm down daughter, everything will be fine, I assure you, he said smiling, making Eri smile. In the delivery room, 02 is pushing with all his might while grabbing Mitsuki's hand while screaming in pain. Mitsuki, come on daughter, you can do it like that I was when I was giving birth to Katsuki. 02, yes I already realized it, he's screaming in pain. Nurse, they are already coming out, I can already see the babies. 02 continued pushing with all her strength until 2 babies come out of her. They quickly cut the umbilical cord and clean it, and put them in blue and pink blankets, implying that it was a boy and a girl, while 02 looked at her children in tears. Nurse: wait, Miss 02, I see other babies inside 02 / Mitsuki. What of Izuku? A two-boy and a girl clones of Izuku, but they inherited the blue eyes of their mother, and the other girl was her exact clone but had the freckles of her father and emerald green eyes, something that made her very happy. 02. Hello Paul, Brian, Izumi, Inko, it's me, their mother. Welcome to the world. I will love you forever, she said, smiling, bringing tears of happiness to see her children in that. The nurse comes out. Nurse: Izuku, Midoriya, can you come in? Izuku passes with Eri and sees 02 in bed. 02. Izuku, come meet Paul, Brian, Izumi and Inko, he said happily. Izuku approaches and picks up his children, and they are happy and stretch out their little hands to grab their father and grab his face, bringing a smile to Izuku, making him bring tears of happiness to see his children. Izuku: look, Brian, Paul, Izumi are my clones, and look, Inko looks a lot like you, he said, smiling. 02. Yes, they are very beautiful, all our babies, said smiling Izuku. This is the best day of my life. I love you. 02. I love you, Izuki, giving him a kiss, and Izuki gives the babies to 02. Daughter, come meet your brothers, he said, smiling, and Izuku carries Eri so she can see her brothers. Eri: hello brothers, I am your older sister, and we will be the best friends, she said, smiling, bringing a smile to everyone. Several years, Izuku had become the #1 hero and the symbol of peace for the entire world, and 02 became the #2 heroine in the world along with Bakugo, who was the 3, and this year everything was peace and harmony since the villains were very afraid of Izuku and 02, and the two were nicknamed the Dinosaur Kings since they were the most powerful dinosaurs in the world, and this year the increase in dinosaurs had increased too much, but it was not chaos since there were special parks for dinosaurs, so the dinosaurs returned to the human world, now walked among humans thanks to Izuku and 02, and Izuku bought a mansion for his large family since 02 and Izuku had several more children: Alan, Malcolm, Dwayne, Omar, Takashi, Owen, 0JR, Jennifer, Michelle, Giselle, Mia, since they decided to have more since they wanted many both, and thanks to their children they forgot everything. They lived in the laboratory, and that is why they had many children, and in these years Almight died because he committed suicide since he could not handle the guilt of having betrayed his son and killed the woman he loved most in the world. No one went to the funeral, either Izuku nor Melissa nor David went since they hate Almight. Not even Gran Torino went to the funeral since he hates him, and Uraraka had a son with Ada, but she abandoned him to go after Izuku. Luckily the child was left taking care of Ada's parents. Now he lived a happy life, and Uraraka tried everything to get Izuku back until she traveled to the United Kingdom to get him back, but everyone did not believe her or considered her crazy, and Uraraka one day in her desperation kidnapped Eri, but only received a huge beating from 02 that almost killed her. And now she was in a very powerful prison similar to Tartarus but much worse, but from there she sent letters and false information until one day she realized and had to live the sad reality. She lost Izuku forever, and now she lived with that pain for her entire life, and Izuku and 02 now they were happy with each other despite everything they suffered. They were finally happy with their new family. What did they do? And now everything was happiness for our family. And what does our green-haired man do now? Narrator: Izuku was arriving at his big mansion in the forest since 02 already loved being in nature, and enters seeing his two young children Owen and Mia, who saw their father and run to him and hug his legs. Owen: hello daddy, you're finally here. Mia: you're finally here daddy, they said happily, and Izuku carries them. Izuku: hello my little ones, hugging their children. 02: welcome home honey, said smiling. Izuku: hello love, getting off the children and takes out a bouquet of roses. Take it love, they are your favorite color blue, giving 02 the bouquet. 02: their love, they are very beautiful, she said in love. Thank you love, come the food is ready. Izuku: no love, I prefer to wait for my children, by the way where are they, curious. 02: they shouldn't take long to get home from school. Izumi: mom, we're here, entering the house. Izuku/02: hello children / my babies, they said smiling, and 02 gives each one a kiss on the forehead. Izuku/02: how did it go? Jennifer: it went well for us mom. Eri: mom, dad Komi-san declared his love to Takashi. Izuku/02: really surprised and smiling. Takashi: no Eri, don't say it, super blushed. Jennifer: and they kissed in front of us. 02 Jr. and now they are boyfriends. Takashi, Jennifer, Eri, I told them it was a secret. Super blushed. Michelle, oh, what does it have? I had to know from the beginning. Inko, congratulations Takashi. Giselle, congratulations Takashi, you already have a girlfriend and she is the most popular in school, they said, smiling embarrassed. Izuku, congratulations son, you are now a man, I am proud, he said, you said, smiling, hugging his son. 02, yes son, congratulations, you are no longer a child, he said, smiling and hugging his son. Takashi, mom, dad, embarrassed. 02, oh, what do you have? You are already a man like your brothers. Brian has Katsumi, Paul has Marin, Alan has Yuzaki, Dwayne has Mai, and Omar has Nagatoro. Boys, mom, embarrassed. Izuku, and when you invite her to dinner at home to welcome her to the family, Midoriya too said, smiling. Takashi, dad, embarrassed. 02, well, let's eat, that dinner is getting cold. Everyone, okay mom/love. So our family was having dinner very quietly while everyone made small jokes about Takashi's relationship with Komi-san, something that made Takashi very embarrassed, and finally the Midoriya 2 family lived in peace and harmony forever. Now everything was happiness for our family. Finally everything was happiness for Izuku and 02, and they lived happily ever after.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.